countenance upon you and give you peace. Oh, hey. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. I woke up and I'm here. Bless the Lord, my soul, that mercy made it clear. I won't forget the little, your voice drew me near. Every step you carried, even when I had less. Every good gift in my hands came from above. You kept me in the fire. You kept me in love.
So I lift my voice
from the floor to the throne.
Your hands held me steady
when I stood alone.
The Lord is faithful.
He will see me through.
Guard my feet from evil.
That's what you do.
Thank you, Abba.
Oh,
thank you, Abba.
Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul.
The Lord is faithful.
The Lord
is faithful.
He gives me peace.
He gives me peace.
When the night got heavy, you stayed in the room. You put hope in my heart like a flower in bloom. The Lord bless you and keep you. I still sing it loud, face shining on me in the middle of the crowd. Gracious over my house,
Gracious over my name.
no fear can own me when I call your name.
So I lift my voice
From the floor to the throne.
Your hands held me steady
When I stood alone.
The Lord is faithful.
He will see me through.
Guard my feet from evil.
That's what you do.
Thank you, Abba.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you, Abba.
Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul.
The Lord is faithful.
The Lord,
The Lord is faithful.
He gives me peace.
He gives me peace.
Every good gift,
Every
perfect gift comes down from above.
comes down like this.
Establish me, keep me, hold me.
In your light,
When the wolves come near me.
you still make it right. Thank you, Abba.
Bless the Lord, my soul. Bless the Lord, my soul.
The Lord is faithful.
The Lord,
The Lord is faithful.
He gives me peace.
He gives me peace. Thank you, Abba.
Hey,
Thank you, Abba.
hey,
Thank you, Abba.
hey,
Thank you, Abba.
hey.
Thank you, Abba.
Thank you, thank you,
Abba.
thank you,
Abba.
Abba.
Thank you, Abba.
Hey.
Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Grace and peace to each and every one of you guys on this fine Friday morning. Hey, we made it. We made it. The weekend is here. We made it, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us today. We definitely appreciate you guys, man. And for those of you guys that's been rocking with us all week, man, we really appreciate you all, man. I mean, seriously, we really appreciate you guys. It's a blessing, to be honest with you, to be able to do this on a day-to-day basis. It is truly a blessing. You know, I have to pinch myself from time to time to be like, man, I get to do this on a day-to-day basis, man. You know, so I have to just say thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Abba. It is a blessing, man. Hit that like button on the way in the building. Please hit that daggone like button for me. We got a lot to get into today. Shout out to everybody that pulled up yesterday, man. Shout out to those that called in yesterday. We really enjoyed those as well. It's a blessing to be able to speak to you guys. I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to meet some of you all as well, face to face, shake some hands, give some hugs, things of that nature. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But we do appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with us. Yesterday's show 4 hours, and we had people calling in. Papa died trying to filibuster, trying to mess with my golf time, but I had something for y'all. Tea time wasn't until 3 o'clock yesterday, so it was all to the good. All to the good. Hit that like button for me. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us today, spending a little bit of your Friday with us. Make sure you're safe out there on the road if you are traveling. I know a lot of you guys, watch the show in the morning on your cell phone, whether you're traveling to work, you're at work, hanging out. Hey, do a great job today and be safe out there on the road, as you're traveling, getting to wherever you're getting to. We got my folks in the building. I think everybody is here. My brother, Minister Danzel's in the building, Probe Analysis. My sister, Crystal from God's Verdict with Crystals is in the building. AT from the Garden Project and Celeste from Celeste_Duffy is in the building with us today. And, we got to get the show started off properly. Shout out to my little brother, Hunter, coming through with the verse of the day. Today's verse is out of Hosea. Give me 1 second. Let me find my brother, Hunter, here. And he's even on point today, New King James Version. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Today's verse is out of Hosea, and it says, they sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. The stalk has no bud. It shall never produce meal. If it should produce, aliens would swallow it up. That is Hosea 8:7 out the New King James, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us. And thank you so much, Hunter, for helping us get the show started off properly with the verse of the day. Let me say what's up to some of my folks in the chat. First and foremost, shout out to Tombo 200 coming through, joining the ARP family. We appreciate your support. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Smetty coming through with the $20 super chat. Hey, I'm not going to hold it against you that you're a Steelers fan. I'm not going to hold that against you. But we do have a dress code over here, okay? Next time you pull up, we do have a dress code. Says big love to y'all. I'm going thrifting to find some biology books before they claim we have hundreds of genders. I know, Lord help me. I'll be listening. God bless. Be safe out there. Thank you so much for pulling up, and thank you for the $20 super chat. Shout out to brother Daniel in the building. $10 super chat says wiki wacky, looking for some party that love to get down. Okay. Shout out to you. What's going on, Ron? How you doing, man? He said, what's good, Brother Wise and the crew? If you haven't seen my response to your question, my folks came from Calhoun Falls, South Carolina, although I was born in Newark, New Jersey. Bro, we might be related, man. Seriously, we might be related in some shape, way, form, or fashion. Believe it or not, my family, they come from South Carolina. I'm not 100% sure exactly where we're at in South Carolina, but I come from the Cowans. And yes, they are out of South Carolina. I have to do some research. I need to get with my cousin. And my cousin that actually, God rest his soul. He passed away last year. He was kind of our family, historian. And that's how I knew that, our folks came from South Cat. So, wow. Hey, we do the Cowan family reunion every second weekend in July. And we did some history on it and found out, that our folks definitely come from South Carolina. Just not 100% sure where. But I'm going to go ask a couple of my older cousins. I'm for certain that they have that information. I'll follow up with you. We're probably related. We're probably like distant cousins. Seriously. Appreciate the response, man. Shout out to God Servantly LaShawn coming through with the 2 jewels. We appreciate you. And thank you to Jane Morrison for the $5 super chat. It says, another day that the Lord has made. So happy to rejoice with ARP family. God is faithful. God bless America. Thank you, Jesus. Amen to that. And thank you, Deb, for coming through with the $10 super chat. It says, love you, Wise. Love you, ARP. Today we rejoice together with a righteous perspective. Thank you, Deb, for the $10 super chat. And shout out to Quentin Thompson coming through with the 400 jewels. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat real quick. Shout out to Papa Dodd in the building, one of the first people in the building. He obviously didn't have much going on because he was up in here last night. Shout out to Sensi being up in this joint 4:30 in the morning. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kimberly, for pulling up this morning as well. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. What's up, Cindy K? How you doing? Appreciate you pulling up. So congratulations, you made it through the weekend. Oh yeah. Shout out to Lori Otteson for pulling up this morning as well, as always. Get your vote in for Gutter Bunny of the Week. Yeah, make sure you do that. Hit that like button, grab you some coffee, sit down, chill, relax, hang out with us. What's going on, Tiffany? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you. Wolf Hart is in the building. I guess he's number 10 on that like button. Appreciate you. What up, Professor Sonny? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you as well in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Who is this? We got Teresa in the building. Thank you so much. Let's pray for Spain. Infiltrated from within now. The final blow from the outside. Yeah. What's up, Miss Joyce? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you. What's going on, Miss Tori? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat. Yeah, Smetty is in the building. What's going on, sister? Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you very much. Who else we got up in here? We got my sister Tam G in the building. What's going on, Tam? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. Hope all is well out there in hot Texas. Like an oven out there. Goodness gracious. What's up, Melissa? How you doing this morning? Aloha to you, sister, all the way from Hawaii. Thank you very much. What's up, Jessica? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. Jessica didn't get the memo this morning. Let me see. Does AT? Nah, look at that. Oh, you took it off, AT, huh? No do-rag for us? No do-rag for us. You know, AT on the Garden Project this morning was looking like a rapper from like the early 2000s. All he needed was an old school throwback jersey that was like 4 times too big. What's up, Nanny? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see who else we got up in here. What's up, Vicky? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you. What up, Angela? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. What up, Eric? What's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, the defamation lawsuits are now rolling out. We're going to talk a little bit about the Nolan case today, just a little bit. We're going to get into that a little bit today as well. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Appreciate you guys. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. What's up, Lewis? How you doing this morning, brother? It's good to see you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All right, let me get ready to get my folks pulled up and we're going to get things kicked off. Again, hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. What's up, Maga Tamara? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. We got LJ in the building. Kung Fu CJ in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Hey, y'all need to go ahead and join the ARP mastermind. I pulled up for a brief second. Y'all was having technical difficulties. Y'all need some assistance. So go ahead and hit that link down there, Kung Fu. I can help you out, man. I can give you some guidance to get you pointed in the right direction, man. Go on and hit that link. What's up, Ohio Kimmy? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you. Appreciate you pulling up. We got Johnson in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. If Democrats have their way, U.S. citizens will be affected and pay the cost. Yes, absolutely. You're definitely right there. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, man? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. Thank you so much. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you. All righty. Let me get my folks pulled up and then we're going to get things kicked off here. I think I got, a few more supers. Hold up here. Let's see, where am I at here? All right. Shout out to Jane Morrison coming through with the $5 super chat. Says another day that the Lord has made. So happy to rejoice with ARP family. God is faithful. I think I read that one already. God bless America. Thank you, Jesus. Appreciate you. Thank you to Quentin, and thank you to Melissa. Been a member for 17 months. Shout out to you. I love that hoodie right there, man. Shout out to you. Thank you. Happy Friday to you as well. What up, Al Blossoms? How's it going? $5 super chat says, will your music go on Spotify? I play your music all throughout my store. Bless this Friday and you all. Oh, it's already on Spotify. It's already on Spotify. You can find everything. If you look, find a link, and then if you just find the artist, you can see it. It's all in there. Everything is on, at this point, everything is on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. There's a few other places I can't think of right now off the top of my head, but everything is everywhere right now. Battle Ready has, sheesh, I don't know, 70 or 75,000 spins, which is phenomenal. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to Eric with the $2 super chat says, don't pick on the thuggish, ruggish forehead. Thuggish, ruggish forehead. Okay. All righty. And thank you to Becky coming through with 10 jewels. We appreciate your support this morning. Thank you so much. Thuggish, ruggish forehead. Wow. Y'all something else, man. Leave it to Eric. I did this is who sent this to me? Was it Uncle Darnell that sent this over to me? Let me pull this up for you. This is what AT could look like with the bald head. I don't remember who sent this over to me, but I had to pull it up this morning. Hey, it's not me. It's not me, AT. It's not me. I didn't do it. What's up, Minister Denzel? How you doing this morning, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing fine. Great to be here, Brother Wise, even if it is with half a voice. It'll clear up as we go along. Our church is celebrating our 25th anniversary. We've been having a week of service, and I just went crazy. I went crazy.
Understood.
But God is good. He's been coming through like a mighty rushing wind, and he's been doing some great things for us. So keep us in prayer as we go through our next 25 years.
I hear that. That's a blessing right there, man. That is awesome. Hey, make sure you got your tea and a little bit of lemon, a little bit of honey.
I'm taking care of business. Amen.
Got you. Understood. Got you. All right.
I got too much praise left to hold up. I got too much praise left not to take care of
it. What's going on, Crystal? How you doing this morning, sister?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. God bless you all. God bless you all.
Crystal come in here like the 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
She's been rocking that black and white for the last few meetings. You noticed that, right?
You know, I'm feeling that black and white feel right now.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Feeling it a little bit, but you know, praise the Lord. I was sitting down here doing my face, doing my makeup. I'm not like AT. I don't take the camera off because I know you can see. So I'm not gonna take the camera off if I put myself together. But I was singing my heart out this morning to your music, just singing it out. It is so beautiful, and that's actually one of my favorite songs. Like when I'm driving, I'll put this on and I'll be bumping it so loud, turn it all the way up, windows down, the whole 9 yards. That's one of my favorites.
Amen. Oh yeah, by the way, Brother Wise, on Wednesday we feed the community on Wednesdays, and I was bumping it during our feeding. Yeah,
cool.
I copied. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, cool. I was pumping it, man, while we were feeding the people in the community. It was a wonderful day. Man. Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you. It's actually doing fairly decent. I mean, I'm not really promoting it like that, but it's actually doing fairly decent. You know, on the different platforms. I was looking at I was just looking at the numbers. I think overall, you know, we're at almost 10,000 spins, you know, which is phenomenal for not really promoting it like that. That's actually pretty dope.
It'll promote itself, man. That music is flying, man. It's wonderful.
Now I gotta go back and create a new intro, outro for God's verdict.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
make it happen.
Yeah.
So it's doable. What's up, Sister Celeste? How you doing this morning?
Good morning to you all. Good morning to the chat. Hey, chat. I'm doing well. I'm blessed.
Amen. Yes, you are.
I know you trying to keep your distance from AT after you threw that picture up there. You scared to bring him up now, huh?
We'll pull it back up.
You know what? That fits him. Like you put it up there. I was like, okay, see, this is what AT should be doing because let's just be real. That's what he normally looks like.
I'm team AT as he is, but when I saw the picture, I was like, I could live with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I told him, just come on home, man. Come on home. Let it go. Let it go. You know.
You know
what's up? What's up, AT?
You know, I just love how all the shots coming from the Garden Project right now. I love it. I truthfully do. Please know I'm gonna get mine. That's for you too. Wise. Please know I'm gonna get mine. But look, I'll tell you the truth. I talked to Wise afterwards. He gave me the hookup. He gave me the routine. He gave me the stuff. I asked a couple of questions. Wise, thank you very much for that.
Amen.
The day's gonna come eventually.
True.
As soon as Crystal drops it like it's hot. As soon as
Yeah,
Cruella
no.
DeVille over there decides to go ahead and hit that floor, then
Yeah.
the hell
Cruella
be gone.
DeVille.
It ain't happening, Captain. Listen, I am not one of them cat daddy type people, not one of them little cougars running around,
Good,
that's still
good.
60, 70 years old in the club, dropping it like it's hot. And I'm like, ma'am, ain't you too
Ain't that
old for that?
sad?
You know what I mean? They just got
Crystal, what's that in Atlanta? So I accidentally, it's a different story. We ain't got to talk about
Grown folks
it.
cafe.
Yes.
Yes.
The 40, was it 40 and above or something like that? It's
30,
wild.
40 and above. I
Mhm.
remember because that was the first club I went to here in Atlanta, and I was only in my 20s at the time. And
It's
they were
life
like,
changing.
they said, "You're too young." I said, "I'm 25," and they were like, "Yeah, it's a 30 club." And
You're a baby.
Yeah, they don't want the young whippersnapper because y'all don't know the youngins don't know how to act.
they was but the guy I was with, he got me in, and I was able to get in. But y'all, for real, that was crazy. And then I went back when I moved to Atlanta, and I got to see it. Someone that I was cool with, we would go there just to get our laughs, just to see the cat
Wow.
daddies who were like, God knows how old.
You want to
And they
watch you see the boogaloo?
Yeah, they
got
came
the boogaloo.
they came here with the gator shoes and the whole 9 yards with the cane, and and older women would be in there saying, "Listen, baby, I got my social security." I'm like,
Yep.
what is happening?
And
It's a
they
unique experience because as a young man, you go to a normal club, like there, ladies get in, right? Single ladies get in. It's
Yeah.
almost the opposite for the older clubs, right?
Wow.
You're by yourself as a single guy, those
Oh, yeah?
women will feast on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
listen, they got new knees.
Yep. Girl, you talking about new
Yeah,
knees? They
he
got
sound
new
like he's
knees.
speaking from experience.
They got new knees.
I had a life
No,
before
I
I
have
found
my
Christ. So I
same
can tell the
knees.
truth.
That's why I don't qualify. I have my same knees. I can't get in till I get some new knees.
Wait, you got don't forget, Celeste, you need new knees and new hips, because the way they be throwing them hips.
See, I'm not. That sounds so expensive and so detailed. I don't think I'll be able to make it.
Wait,
Hey,
Brother Wise, you've never
Listen,
been here?
Minister Denzel, you report back what you see when you
All
go.
right.
Okay.
Hey, was
But
it
I'm
Joe
shocked-
Tex? Was it Joe Texas said I ain't gonna bump no more with no big fat woman?
Oh Lord.
But I'm confused. But Brother Wise, you never went to Grown Folks Cafe while you were here?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness.
I never
I've
even
been
heard
to 30 and Up Club one time, I think when I first turned 30, I believe. And
Wow.
one time, and it was what you would expect to see in there, for sure.
Yeah.
But matter of fact, that might have been the last time I've gone to a club. It's been a long time.
Man, it kills you, huh?
I go in these places, and they're whack to me
They are.
now. What I used to think was dope, now
Yes,
I look at it, I'm just like,
Of
this
course.
is whack.
You don't like being
Why
in
did
a
I
loud
spend time in these
environment?
types of places?
That's a good thing.
Spending $25 for a drink, sticky floors. You don't like that?
You
Getting
said
bumped into by
25.
strangers?
You
Yeah,
better raise-
I forgot Atlanta exists, New York exists. I'm thinking about the army life.
Yeah,
that is
that's-
insane.
It's
them
probably
drinks
more
is
expensive.
expensive, and then all
Mhm.
you're doing is hearing the exact same songs every
That's right.
week, and the same people every week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
boring.
That's why I enjoy a $3 club soda.
That's
I'm
all
not
the
mad
stuff you
at you on
gonna
that
get.
one. Not mad at you. Shout out to Quentin Thompson coming through with the 30 jewels. We appreciate your support. LJ in the building, $2 super chat says, trigger warning, Wise got jokes today.
Oh.
Well, I'm not clowning you today, LJ, so you all right. Shout out to Quentin coming through, 2 jewels. We appreciate you. And Eric coming through with the $2 super chat says, Crystal dressed like she's mourning birthday month.
That's a
I
fair
am.
point.
I am. I really am. Yeah,
Was
I
it a
am.
good birthday month though, Crystal?
It was a good birthday month. Do
Awesome.
you not like this top? This is celebration,
That's
because
nice.
this was a gift from my mom and my sister. So it's
You rocking
cute.
it. There's
I
no
had
question
to
about it.
shout it out. Tell everybody thank you again for loving me on my birthday, because it means a lot to me. And you know, I love, people always say it's just another day. And I'm like, no, it's another day that the Lord has blessed you with to see, or another year the Lord has blessed you to see it and get it right, because we fall short every day.
I know.
And so the fact that we get to see another day, another year, and be able to get it right and be able to go out and do the Great Commission, make disciples of all nations, and bring souls into the kingdom of heaven. I am thankful every time the Lord gives me another day.
Crystal, can I ask a follow-on question for you? Those real ones know, was it better than last year? That's what matters to me the most. Was it better than last year?
The actual birthday, like what, as I would say, one of the things that always touches me is when I'm surprised. And when I'm surprised, it means a lot. It's better than the year I was, we had the amazing conversation and then everybody stabbed me in the back like 2 days later. It's better than that.
That's the part I'm looking at. Good. I just want to make sure you had a good birthday this year. All jokes aside, happy birthday once again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank
and I
you.
just have one question before you do that next chat wise. Why didn't I get the memo? Why didn't I get the memo? I want to know why nobody sent me a memo about our colors today.
Yeah, black and white. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just realized that. Look at that. Look at that.
Y'all ain't right.
Shout out to Kirsten. She said, I hate the club scene. It's been years since I've been to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what. I don't even, yeah.
Man, many years.
Mr. Denzel, that's the fault of our leadership. Okay.
Somebody got to call HR.
Yeah, exactly. It's early.
Hey, we're not policing, as long as you don't come on here, well, AT, I'm telling you, y'all should have seen AT this morning with that do-rag on. Not only did he have a do-rag on, he had a traditional black or something. No, he had a royal blue do-rag. Like I said, he was missing the oversized throwback jersey. He need that Kansas City Royals Bo Jackson jersey to match.
In my defense, it was not my idea. That one came direct. Oh, who did she point at? I think she said it was Jessica. It was either Jessica or Nanny's idea because Amy had a bonnet on this morning. So I figured, why not? Right? We were inspired by yesterday's conversation.
Okay. Listen, I would give anything if you had screenshot that. I would have loved to have seen.
I'm still waiting for the pictures from AT where he was wearing the Timberlands and the big bomber jackets and stuff like that. I want to see those days. He has them days.
That's
you still talking about these Timbs and stuff. Good Lord. Yeah, we don't want to see you with the 1,000 yards.
I don't think I ever actually showed you that picture, Crystal.
No, you didn't. But you told me, and I was like, I just can't believe it. Like you keep telling me, I'm like, you.
All right.
There's one picture. I actually looked it up recently. Only one online. That's it.
I have an embarrassing picture that I'll share. We'll do embarrassing picture day.
Oh, y'all don't want to do that.
TMG says she got the screenshots, AT.
You want to do that?
I know. Trust me. I told you I could feel the betrayal coming. As soon as Celeste said that she wants the screenshots, I could feel that betrayal coming.
I'm sure she has the screenshots. Send it to me.
Project has the screenshots.
You don't want to do that.
She has them.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I think he's about to spit some bars today or something.
Nanny said Tam has some screenshots. All right, Tam, you know where to send them.
Hey, AT, was y'all
send them to Wise.
AT, was y'all protesting Tuskegee?
Really, exactly.
No, because yesterday we were talking about it. Like a bunch of people are writing in the workspace saying that apparently it's white supremacy in the Garden Project that we can't have bonnets and do-rags on. They're joking, obviously. But they were getting a kick out of the conversation yesterday. They really enjoyed it.
AT, my sister's in the chat. Hey, sissy. She said,
hey, sissy.
AT will Photoshop his head on a guy from New York and say that's him.
See, that means you don't know me, sissy. I don't want to be associated with anybody from New York. So you know that's not me.
I beg your pardon.
Eric can take care of that.
You know what? I apologize for my outburst, Minister. Every once in a while, I forget that you and Gwendolyn are up there, right? I got 2 exceptions right now on the list.
We got 2 New Yorkers, one who's still in the belly of the beast. We're praying for him. Though. We're trying to pray him out of there.
He was quick to the jump with that. He said, "Excuse, I beg your pardon." He didn't take 2 breaths.
New Yorkers, man, don't talk about New York now. They can talk about New York, but don't you talk about New York.
That part. Yeah.
Now, Minister Denzel, why were you not out there? I watched all these videos, these crazy folks up there, for the Dominican Day parade. Why weren't you up there with the Bible and some holy water and some oil trying to pray and save some of these folks out there. They was up there cutting a fool.
The Holy Ghost gave me some sense. He told me to
Exactly.
stay home. He said, "Stay home."
They cut a fool out there. Goodness
Unbelievable.
gracious.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they were out there fighting, damaging cars. I mean, it was crazy.
That's
I don't know
demonic.
where these people come from.
You don't know where they come from. They come from everywhere.
I'm saying I don't know where they come from because, Minister, let's go back in the day. They used to have the parades, and the parades used to be a lot of fun, and you ain't seeing all this unnecessary damages. And
because we didn't have our borders open. Because we didn't have our borders open, and everybody and their grandmother came over here without any common sense.
That was sad to see. I mean, there was a lady, like 2 dudes jumped on a lady. Like, and I mean, when I say jump, I'm talking about they beat the brakes off of this woman, man. Like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on out here?
Yeah,
it's crazy. It is absolutely sad. But that's how I would say it's not New Yorkers, it's whoever they ushered into New York, because I'm telling you, I grew up and I don't remember any of these things happening like that. Yes, there was violence in New York. I'm not going to say there wasn't, but the parades were just parades. It was just fun. It wasn't about hurting people. These group of people,
this is why I see the open borders as treasonous. I see any political leader who opens a border of a country like that, like our previous leaders did. That's a treasonous offense, man. I think the founding fathers would have felt that way, because you let that many people in here, anything can happen, and you can see the structure of our nation changing, and the Constitution itself won't be able to stop this. You know, we got to get rid of people. We got to start enforcing laws like we should. We can't have people sitting up in the hearing saying, "I plead the fifth," you know, after you done killed millions of people and done stuff wrong. I mean, when we don't punish wrongdoing, then there's no law, and then there's no law, there's chaos.
No,
Mr. Right. Danzel, if I can add on to that, because I was having this conversation yesterday about the situation with Fauci. We have to really take a step back and accept the fact that in 2026, we need to be very clear with individuals who don't probably read above the 4th grade level anyway. You should not be, as soon as you go into the federal office, Wise, I'd be curious if you agree with this. Just like in the military, you do not have all your freedoms in the United States military. There's things that you cannot do. If you're in federal office, I don't ever want to hear you say, "I plead the fifth." I have a right to know as an American citizen. I truthfully do. And as far as the open borders thing, because Crystal and I have had this conversation to nauseum back in the TikTok days when it comes to this, and the argument always sounds the same. Well, what about the ones who are coming over here not committing these crimes? Then we have to explain what the definition of a crime is. Well, they're just trying to live their lives. They're just trying to do a normal. Just give me your number. How many Americans can lose their lives because of the open borders? And you let me know when the number is high enough for this to actually be a problem. I personally think the number of that should be 0. Not a single American. As soon as there's one, you have to look at this and just tell me that you want to be the first society in all of human history to have open borders and actually survive. Say that boldly and say it proudly, but then be able to justify it, because if not, no society has ever thrived with open borders. Anybody can come in, no questions asked. That's an insane concept. But the individuals who want this are watching TV. They're not going outside. They're not challenging their viewpoints, and they're holding on to an unexamined belief.
And this is why Minister Danzel is correct about treason, because the people who open the border know that a society is weakened when they did that. They know that. Their voters may be sitting around watching TV, but they know this.
They know what they're doing.
They know that historically no society can survive this. They open the border with that knowledge. So it very well may be treasonous.
Because it doesn't impact them, Celeste. They don't live in the areas where people are, like Wise is talking about, where they're getting drug out into the streets and beat. They don't live in these areas. They think I pay enough individuals behind my pretty walls that I have for my house with my anonymity and my location that nobody can find. And that is probably the most ignorant thought process of all.
That's it. But you know, sometimes I wonder, and maybe even not consciously, if they're just trying to have their dance with destiny and just go on and bring on the Antichrist. They just, I mean, just trying to say, let's go ahead and go for broke.
A lot of people don't know how it affects them. They don't understand that, when they bring all these people in and they take jobs, now Americans lose jobs. When they take housing, it causes housing to go up. The rentals prices go up because there's a shortage. And when there's a shortage, the prices go up. People don't understand that. There was maybe about a month ago, there was a guy who was talking to us. He was like, "Man, the illegal immigrants, it's not even that big of a deal. They're doing jobs that they've drank the Kool-Aid of the Democrat Party. They're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do." I'm gonna disagree with that. because we covered it, you know, that meat packing company out in I
right.
think it was Nebraska, when they went in there and they were like, oh, these illegals, y'all got to go. There was a line wrapped out around the building of Americans that wanted those jobs.
Thank you, Wise.
So
Yes.
I don't want to hear, well, they're doing the job. Nah, that's just propaganda that you've been fed by the media.
That's right.
Can I add just one real quick point here for anybody who wants to have this conversation? At the end of the day, you can funnel it down to one point. Since 2019, over 500,000 children have crossed that border unaccompanied. Right? We don't know who they are, who they belong to.
Unaccounted for.
Thank you, unaccounted for. I apologize. Right? So I want you to go ahead and whenever you say that, no, it's fine, no, it's okay, just go ahead and stand on that hill, please, and go ahead and tell me that that's okay. Tell me you're perfectly fine with the children who are lost, who are screaming, who are looking for someone to help them, but you don't seem to care enough, right? I don't care how nice my next door neighbor is. Children need to be protected, and at least I used to think the nation agreed on that one. Recent years have showed me that we don't even agree on that concept, right? We need Christ in this nation before it's too late, or if not, Celeste is 100% correct. Maranatha.
Thank you, Atticus. Atticus Madrid's for pulling up. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll never understand a Black Trump supporter. You know what we don't understand? We don't understand people who are stuck on the Democratic plantation. That's what we don't understand. We don't understand people that continue to support the party. You say you anti-slavery, you anti-redlining, anti-Jim Crow, but you support the party that perpetrated all of that. That's what we don't understand.
What I don't understand is why you won't. What I don't understand is why you won't come here on Thursday.
Exactly. Get in the daggone comment section or in the chat and thump thug. We do open this up Thursdays.
Thank you.
For call-ins. We were on here for 4 hours yesterday. You had an opportunity. We'll be here next week, Lord willing.
And we'll be very nice to you, Atticus.
Maybe.
Please. All right.
As long as they're not disrespectful, or they will get virtually decked in their throat.
See, this is why people don't come. Atticus, I'm gonna
We're
be
gonna
on
be
your
nice.
side.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be with you through the whole thing. Do not worry. Come on.
Atticus said that was 100 years ago. Atticus, listen, go pick up a history book and be quiet.
No, don't do it. Let us educate them.
Clearly, you like the soft bigotry of low expectations, okay? And since you like that, you go ahead and live in the land where the liberal white people continue to keep you as the slave on the plantation. You continue being that person, and we will live our lives freely. I don't understand why it upsets y'all that we move different. We just walk in common sense. Jeez.
And let's go to the Trump supporter thing. There is a difference between supporting a man and supporting policies.
Exactly.
If they exchange Trump out tomorrow and continue the same policies of, one, we're going to expose the deep state. Let's not forget, we're still waiting on that. Two, we're going to close the borders and have mass deportation of the somewhere between 11 to 20 million illegals that came in here in the last 4 to 6 years. And three, we are going to bring our economy to booming and become energy independent and be an exporter of energy, and therefore have some say in the organization of geopolitics, because we will control the world's greatest resource, which is energy. I don't care who you get to come in and say that. You can have Trump, you can have anybody. If they come say that, they can have me.
Atticus, let me just help you real quick. I just want to say this last thing. Atticus, to my sister Celeste's point, we are followers of Christ. Okay. So followers of Christ means that we will align with policies that align closer to biblical truths. Now, understand this. If tomorrow morning the Democrats started doing exactly that and got rid of all their demonic policies, and then the Republicans, the conservatives, the Trump supporter, whatever you want to call it, decide they were going to start doing exactly what the Democrats was doing, guess what? Everybody here would be voting Democrats.
We will be on
that is how we move. We go with what God says, not a man. We move by God. And since you don't understand that, that is why you are out here idolizing the Democrat Party. That's it. You have made the Democrat Party your idol. And what does God say about that? Maybe you should go read your Bible while you're learning your history book at that
I guess I have to because my brothers and sisters up here are having so much fun. I don't remember your name, sir. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're having a blessed day today, and I do truthfully mean that. Most importantly, disagreement doesn't mean that I have to treat you in the inappropriate way. Who do you believe has done more for since you're talking about it, the Black community between the last 3 presidents, Biden, Obama, and Trump? And I'd like that to be quantified, not personal feelings. So I'd like to know, let's go with the graduation rate of high schoolers. Let's go with the home ownership is pretty important. Let's talk about that one as well. Let's go with incarceration for adults over the ages of 18. And just for the 4th one, let's go with the employment rate overall. I would like to know overall, right? Don't just cherry pick one of those. I'm quite certain every once in a while you might get Obama for 1 or 2. But overall, I would like to know quantifiably, objectively, who has done more for those categories, and then we can have a conversation. Thank you for being here.
Now we've made it easy for you. Now you can come on here. We already gave you some good clues and some good hints. You can go and do your homework and do your research and come here ready for us.
Yeah, that's enough attention for that guy.
Amen.
Appreciate you guys pulling up today, man. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. You can also support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. That link's in the description box. The Cash App is in the description box. Today is the last day. Officially, today is the last day. 25% off everything at the ARP Family merch store. Today is officially the last day. Type in hashtag ARP Family for 25% off at the ARP Family merch store. We appreciate you guys' support and everybody that had took advantage, of the offer over the past month and a half or so. We appreciate you guys for supporting what we're doing over here. We got a super chat from my brother Hunter coming through with the $5 super chat.
It says, Crystal, you tell them to go get a book and read. But the bigger question is, can they even read that part, Hunter?
We hope that they're on the average level of,
he can write, so he's got to be able to read.
5th. Yeah, he can write.
If not, we have audio book
a little bit. Shout out to Stephen Flowers coming through with the $5 super chat. Says coffee, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Let's get into it, man. I want to play this clip here. Young man sitting in his car. He has something to say. I want to play this. We don't have to spend too much time. I have 2 clips that I don't want to spend a whole lot of time because I'm for certain that there's the last 2 that we will spend some time on. Plus, we have Ask Me Anything, and we have Gutter Bunny of the Week today. Man, a good amount of votes came in for the Gutter Bunny of the Week. I'm looking forward to the Ask Me Anything because I know Celeste kind of touched on it a little bit yesterday. I'm looking forward
to that too.
Likewise. Looking forward to that. Shout out to Johnny Red coming through, $5 super chat.
Hey, Johnny.
Whomever God puts in power, as a Christian, I have to obey them because God put them there. Exactly. Romans 13:1. Thank you, Johnny Red.
We're also supposed to pray for those people
yes, we are.
as well. The people in charge, those leaders, we're supposed to pray for them as well and hope that they're doing the right things.
Yep.
I have an awkward and uncomfortable question for anybody who says that they are a Christian. Do you love Trump? That's it. That's the whole question.
I would say we have to.
Please.
We have to
you got some
him.
folks in there seething at the mouth right now. They foaming right now. Like, what are you talking about? Love Trump? Are you crazy?
I'm going with yesterday. I have fondness. I have a fondness for him.
All right. Let me play this clip for you guys. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Let's get into it.
For really smart Black people, it has to be exhausting to just constantly be accused of betraying your community because you understand anything. I mean, I've seen people say Clarence Thomas would vote slavery back in. You understand that what he's doing is arguing that the point of the original 14th Amendment was particularly to naturalize African American slaves. And it also should require some sense of loyalty and allegiance to American identity, which is actually a much more pro-Black position than just saying anybody's equally an American when they step foot onto this soil and eject a baby. Corporations in this country want the 14th to stay the way it's interpreted right now because birthright citizenship will allow them to turn this country into a strip mall. We have Black excellence rearing its head, really, fighting it with 150 IQ and very refined legal thinking. And the problem is but it's too white coded. It's white adjacent. He's upholding the system, man. We all got to get together to overthrow the system.
I like him.
Me too.
I like it a lot. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, we got to talk about that. So we'll give you the first word.
Well, first of all, I think he was speaking to me, which I rarely ever feel. And I want him to know, like Hillary, I don't feel no ways tired. So I am not exhausted. But I do recognize his point, and I really think he articulated it very well, which is that if you are anybody with some sense, or who, as he says, knows anything, there will always be opposition. I don't think that's racial. I think that that's happening everywhere. And I do think that this sort of post-racial atmosphere that we are in is really no longer about Black and white, which is why Black people are the biggest and most vocal opposition to men like Clarence Thomas and Ben Carson and what was her name? Worked for Secretary of State for
Condoleezza.
Condoleezza Rice. And by the way, I'm not even all over her policies.
Right.
I thought she was a hawk. I didn't like all that. But the fact of the matter is, my opposition to her is not in her proximity to so-called whiteness. My opposition to her was, I didn't necessarily think running around the world in offensive posture might be the best idea. Right. So this is the problem, which is why if she called me up right now and asked me to lunch, I would happily go. I don't have to agree. First of all, I'm hoping it's going to be a very delicious lunch, but also I don't have to agree. I have a policy, and maybe she could explain to me why they felt that was necessary. Okay, look, she's got a lot more national security information than I do. I can stand to be corrected and chew my salad. So it'll all be fine. But it's a policy issue. But these people have based their whole like, dislike, check, not check on the old third grade trying to date. If you like me, circle yes. If you don't. And their basic way of walking through the world is, if I perceive you as being adjacent or aligned with anything perceived as white or originating from white culture, then no, I don't like you. And that includes Black people who have that. So we have drawn these really ridiculous lines in the sand. And what it's shaping up to be is basically conservatives versus liberal, regardless of race. And I will tell you, the problem is going to come when significant numbers of Black people begin to speak up, because we're here now, but in people's families, at the cookout, at the reunion, most of us don't talk politics. On our jobs, we don't talk about, so they don't know. So they keep running around like, what was that woman's name who was kicked off MSNBC?
Tiffany Cross.
Tiffany Cross, who said, I want to know who these Black people are who voted for Trump. Right now, we're mythical Blacks, because they walk through their daily life and they don't meet any. We're there, but they don't know who we are. But when critical mass hits, and when enough Black people are vocal and are able to stand up and say, no, that's me, and I can tell you why, in a casual situation with someone you know who's in your family, or a friend that you've known for years and trust and know to be a good person, that is when this whole thing, this facade is going to crumble. The reason they can run with it right now is because not enough of us stand up in the place where we're with them, because we're with these people. These are our relatives and friends. We know them. When not enough of us can do that or are doing that. But when it happens that our numbers reach, and we're going to see again, and just in November, what the number, because they will come and quietly whisper what the numbers of Blacks were. I assume it's going to be higher than they would like, which is why it will whisper. But the day is coming really soon when the Roland Martins and all those people who claim to speak for the Black community will not be able to do it any longer, because there will be too many visible Black people who are in opposition to this liberal foolishness.
No, you're absolutely right, Celeste. I don't feel exhausted. I understand, who I am and where I stand. I understand what I believe. And I stand on that. And it makes it very easy, and I said this, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, maybe a month ago, and I've said it a multitude of times. When you're a child of the king, you can't be oppressed. You can't be. If you are a member of the kingdom, that oppression mindset it shouldn't be anywhere near you. So it makes it really easy to walk through this life, thinking and believing exactly the way that I think and believe. Now I'm like Celeste, I can sit at the family reunion and I can decide, what, if they do decide to go down that road, and unless they ask me a question, if you ask me a question, that's a completely different situation. And now I'm gonna give you, but other than that, I'll try to refrain, from those types of conversations. Although I have had family members, reach out and ask questions, and especially some of my younger family members, and they've asked questions, and I don't have a problem, not only answering the questions, but I like to point you in a direction so you can go research it and read it for yourself. That is the goal. The goal isn't and I think for all of us, up here, the goal isn't really to get you to listen to us. The goal is to get you to spark your interest enough to go research it yourself. So therefore you can validate and say, you know what, I actually read this.
Yep.
Crystal, we'll give you the next word.
I 100% agree with y'all. I'm not tired. Let me say it like Celeste. I ain't no ways tired.
Shout out Hillary.
I am not tired at all. I feel good. As I said, I told y'all, when my daddy told me when I was younger, if the world loves you, then you're doing something wrong. I really embrace this position. And it's because that means I'm doing something right. I'm doing for the kingdom what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's okay. It's okay that they send Steven from Django to come after me every 5 seconds because they want to call me Steven, but we're not Steven, you're Steven, because Steven was the one that was trying to keep Black people down. It wasn't Django, it was Steven that was trying to keep Black people down. We're trying to free you. We're trying to get you to enjoy that freedom. But like Brother Wise said, we want you to go look it up. Just the same way I say with scripture. I don't want you to believe everything that I say when it comes to scripture. I want you to pick up the Bible yourself and read it for yourself and learn it for yourself, because when you learn it for yourself, that means that it is locked inside of you. You have now discovered what has to be discovered, and now you're walking in wisdom and discernment. That's the same thing here. When I'm out here telling people these things, it's because I want them to go and research it and look it up and say, the same way when my dad kept telling me over and over, Crystal, you're supporting the wrong thing. And I'm like, Daddy, you don't understand. I'm Black. I'm supposed to support this. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he kept, as I always said, my daddy red pilled me real good and proper, to the point where it was me, after I went and started doing the research and I went down that rabbit hole, I was like, man, hold on. What have I been supporting this whole entire time? And now that I know it, I can't unsee it. Once you see the truth, you can't unsee the truth. And I love that there are more voices, because what Celeste was saying, there are more voices. If you pay attention to what's going on right now, the psychosis of the DSA is trying to spread across America. But if you look at the numbers of the supporters when it comes to demographics, it is not Black America that's doing it. Because Black America's like, hold on, what y'all doing over here? This is a little bit crazy. So actually, as we talked, I think on Tuesday, that line of demarcation is happening right now, because you're either supporting the crazy commie, Marxist, socialist, whatever you want to call it, DSA, or you are coming over to the side of common sense. They are destroying the quote unquote moderate side of things. So Black America is waking up and saying, hold on, I don't want all that over there. You know what? I'm going to hold my nose and I'm going to go over here on this side. And you know what? As they come over to this side, they're starting to see things. But hold on, Trump wasn't that bad. Or you have people going into Montana saying, wait, Black people are cursed. Or you have people making videos saying, you know what? I love living in a white area. Or you have people saying, I just met a man wearing a MAGA hat and he held a door for me and he treated me with respect.
That's right.
As they keep getting the experience of, you know what, common sense is not racist, it's not hateful, it's not anything of that. It is common sense, and we're just trying to save America. They're starting to come home, and we're going to see more and more of it. So we may be the pioneers, but amen, we're going to bring more over.
No, you're absolutely right, Crystal. And when people come out there and they, try to compare us to the Stevens, from Django, people got to understand that Stephen not only was a free man, but when you think about the people that are part of the quote unquote boule, especially the media class, those are the Stevens.
Yep.
They're free people, but their job is to make sure that you don't aspire to be anything more than what you are. And that was Stephen's job. His job was to make sure that you do not aspire to be free, to be independently wealthy, to independently raise your children, to believe that they can do anything that they wanted to do, to believe that they are actually true children of God. That was his job.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, when you look at the Rollins, the Tiffany Crosses, the Angela Rye's, the Don Lemons, the list goes on. If you notice, they always keep bringing you right back to, hey, you was a slave.
Yep.
These white folks, they're gonna keep that foot on your neck. They're not gonna let you do anything. They're not gonna let you have anything while they're multimillionaires.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Come on, Wise, tell it, man.
But we're the Stevens. No, we're the ones telling you. We're more on the lines, along the lines of Harriet. It's like, hey, now I don't know if the quote is true or not, but she was like, hey, I could have saved 1,000 more. She said, I saved 1,000. I could have saved 1,000 more if they knew that they were actually enslaved. You had a lot of folks that she just couldn't save because they didn't want to be saved. We see it happening right now. How many people are still stuck on the Democratic plantation?
That's right.
Not because they have to be, but they feel like they feel like they have to be there.
Yeah.
They feel like, hey, this is the best place to be. They don't even understand that they're in bondage. They don't understand that these people do not mean you any good. They don't understand it. Understands. I'll give you the next word.
Hey, listen, y'all need to understand that young white Caucasian brother was talking to Professor Jonathan Franklin from Georgetown University. I hope he gets the message. You remember the story we did on that?
Yes.
We need to do a follow-up on that because that poor running man gave us so much joy when we covered his reaction when he found out he was on camera. Oh, he gave us so much joy. I enjoyed that. But the bottom line is that the young man, his comments takes I thank him for his comment because it shows you that some white people do get it. They do understand what's going on. They understand the game that's being played on people when they're being made the fall guy for what a black impropriety and black failure to take responsibility. And I'm glad that he said what he said. He said it very well. He said it very well. And I just hope that more Caucasian people understand that black people want them to be silent about this, and they shouldn't be. They should open their mouth and let you know we ain't gonna be punked like that. Black people who want to be victims is not our problem. You see what I'm saying? And we support them. We support them because this is not a race problem. Those race baiters need to be put in their place, and they need to be exposed every chance we get. So I'm grateful for his comments. I think he's good. So for the brother that made that statement, right on. Right on. Right on.
AT, we'll give you the last word on this, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Oh.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I'll get it. My bad. I forgot about my son in the background. I apologize, y'all, for the little one over here.
Pretty good. He got something to say.
He really does. That's every time. I'm telling you, and I love it for it. I love the video. I really do, because to Minister Danzel's point, it is nice to hear that from a different lens. It truthfully is. But is it exhausting? Nope. Not at all whatsoever. Please understand, I mean every word of this. I will never get tired of doing the Lord's will for my life. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to get frustrated. And I know a lot of times that's what's expected of us. We're supposed to seem exhausted. We're supposed to get annoyed, get mad, scream, and yell. We're playing two completely different games here. You're playing checkers, which is name calling, which is screaming, which is trying to tear down character, the ad hominems, and the attacks on the personal level. And we care over here about objective truth, about reality, about your salvation, and about what's going to be the actual consequences of actions. I got a question for the groups on the other side, though. Aren't you tired? Honestly, for individuals who truthfully are tired of seeing black supporters of Trump, individuals who are on the right side of the aisle, like those of you on the left, aren't y'all tired? Honestly, because you're being told how to feel, you're being told how to behave, you fall in lockstep every single time. You have this need to be viewed as a monolith in your life, and I get it, right? Because aren't you tired of still being in the same struggle you were in a decade ago? Aren't you tired of being on the exact same struggle bus? Aren't you just tired of being mad? What has that really done for you besides shorten your life, screaming and getting mad because someone has a red hat on their heads? I am free. I can
Mm.
leave my door unlocked if I want to. I
Mhm.
can and have worked any job that I have wanted to do. I can say
Amen.
what I want. I can dress how I want. I can talk how I want. I can live with where I want. And I cannot be controlled by anything someone puts on a screen in front of me because I choose to be informed. I choose to
Amen.
ask myself, do I want this to register on an emotional level, or do I want to take a step back and take in the entire picture? I don't ever
Amen.
want to be in a position where I can just be brainwashed, controlled in any way, shape, or form because someone who sounds really, really enthusiastic and has a lot of emotions in their words can say something that everyone around me behaves a certain way. And so I say, I guess I'm supposed to behave that way as well. I just choose not to be a monkey inside of a cage at a zoo. I instead choose to walk
Amen.
freely, decide if I want to visit it every once in a while and look at the
God
exhibit.
bless you. Amen.
We're gonna keep it moving. Read some super chats. Shout out to brother Daniel coming through with the $10 super chat.
Bubba Rap Celeste dropped the mic.
Okay.
Boom.
BWC gets
Boom.
me every time. I always forget.
I remember that.
Shout out to my
I
brother
didn't
Jeff.
do-
It's not your fault, Allen Out Recovery Channel with the $11 super chat. I just want to let y'all know that Jeff is off his lifestyle of the rich and famous vacation.
Oh,
Hey, you know, he sent me some pictures. I was like, oh man, they doing it big over there. See, that's what the wealthy do, you know. And they, you know, you notice we hadn't seen them in a couple of days, so they
Don't have it.
off the radar. You know, they probably wouldn't even allow them to take the cell phones with them. Hey, put the cell phones up.
I wonder
That's
if
what
Jeff's
happens when you
going to
go
come
and
on
visit
the
the
ARP cruise.
I
Jeff,
hope he
we
does.
need to hear from you on that. Are you coming on the ARP cruise?
Hey, he's
Gonna
going
be
to
in the
fund it.
captain's deck in the
He's going
nice
to fund
room.
it, Wise.
He's going to fund the
Oh,
cruise.
well, he owns
It's
it.
his
You-
boat,
you
actually.
didn't know
It's
he
his
owns
boat.
a boat. Come on now.
All right,
It's
we
his
riding
boat
on
we're
Jeff's
using.
boat. That's right.
Every soul comes with an owner's manual. It's called the Bible. No excuses. By the way, I'm on vacation in Charleston, staying in a mansion, but still found the time to show my love to the ARP
See?
family.
I feel like the
Told you.
mansion part was so unnecessary for
Told you.
information. He just wanted us to
I
Beautiful.
know.
liked it. I
Enjoy
want to know
yourself,
who's
brother.
in the
You
mansion.
know what? You better flex, Jeff. You better
Enjoy
flex.
yourself, Jeff.
I
That's
want to
right.
know who's
Told
in the
you.
mansion.
That's my adopted dad, just so y'all know. I'm in the will now. Shout out to Dion Henderson coming through with 440 jewels. Appreciate the support. And shout out to Johnny Red coming
Johnny
through, gifting
Red.
50 ARP family memberships. Thank you so much, Johnny Red. We'll appreciate your support, man. If you received one of those, please make sure you show Johnny Red some love, okay? Make sure you show him some love, man. Thank you so much, Johnny Red. Shout out to Mika L coming through with the 400 jewels. Appreciate you. Eric Romine coming through with the $2 super chat. Sign language, shame, insult, guilt, and name calling. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All righty. Let's keep it moving. Hit the like button. Oh, yes. Hey, AT, we're going to give you the first word on this one when we come back from this clip here. I'm not even going to give an intro to this one. This is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
If I see
very,
pink
very
pants, I'm
interesting
telling
clip.
you, Wise, I'm going to be so upset.
It's not pink pants. I promise. I told you we retired pink pants. She's
I
retired.
miss
You
him
know,
so much.
unless somebody, hey, we can unretire pink pants, but it's going to cost you at least $100 super chat. $100 super chat will unretire.
Don't
pink
say
pants.
that. They'll actually
Wow.
do
You know they
that,
gonna
Wise.
put that money up.
On applying for disabilities. I seriously want to give up on applying for disabilities
Why?
solely because they make it so hard.
Oh, okay.
They make you have to prove this and this and this and this.
This and this and this. Oh,
And they make you do the work to get all your medical records. They make you do all the work to prove everything. And they make you do all the work to apply with all their paperwork.
so the application.
Hoops and hoops and hoops you have to jump through.
I'm pretty sure you could just do that online.
And all of this crap. And it's like, I'm disabled.
Well, yeah, I got that because you're applying for disability. So I would hope that you're actually disabled.
I can't even work a normal job.
But you can set up a phone and click go and speak.
How am I supposed to do this stupid fucking process?
Well, you figured out the phone.
How am I supposed to do the work that goes into this when it's nearly the same amount of work as getting a job?
I think that's kind of the point.
Like, applying for disability is the same process as applying for a job, basically.
Because you have to prove that you're disabled.
And it's so much work that I don't want to do it anymore.
The thing, though, is it really shouldn't be that difficult to prove that you're disabled if you're actually disabled. So I have a feeling you don't really need it. So I have a really good solution. Get a job. Okay, thanks.
It's so much work. I don't want to do it anymore. That right there, you could just take that one and slap it on the majority of the new generation coming up there. I know new generations always get talked about by the old generation, but that's the status that we're here. We talk about this all the time on the show, right? She really went through this entire process. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I know Crystal's going to love hearing this again. Back when they were talking about the food stamps, are they going to go away? Are they going to take away WIC and our medical benefits? And the argument was, I can't work. And this is something, I'm sorry, it just does not compute in my mind. First of all, that woman was capable of talking, standing up straight, had both of her arms. You can work. There's someone who is paralyzed right now who's working in an office building. They have found a way. You also have your phone in front of you. Go on to Amazon and start reviewing stuff. $1 for a review is more than $0 in your bank account. I look at all the stuff that you have around you, and have you ever been poor a day in your life? Sell some of those things. Find a way to create something. There's a way to make money right now, but it's the work ethic that does not exist right now. The sheer audacity of this woman to come up here and have this conversation and say what she said simply because of the process, that's so terrifying to me, because we now have this group of individuals who bring their parents to interviews, are entitled because they can't say what they want to say at the workplace, and now are too lazy to even fill out government assistance that's going to help you for free from your perspective in order to live, and they won't even do that. And so you do want to be controlled. You do want to be in a 15-minute city. You do want the government to tell you what to do. You do want socialism. That's why DSA is so incredibly popular amongst this generation. We can sit here and be surprised by it. People like this exist, and there's a lot of them out there in the country.
Celeste?
First of all, I had a real difficult time because I had a hard time really understanding what she was saying. She was very inarticulate, and I'm not. The whole thing was difficult, and I was distracted by what was going on her stomach. Was that a net? Was that some kind of outfit? And I'm. Let me just start out by saying this. I am automatically opposed to anybody doing videos in bed. Okay, all this laying in bed on the pillow talking, and I don't care who you are. I've seen athletes and famous people. I don't care who you are. Get up out of the bed, sit up and speak. Don't invite me into your bedroom. This is not, so already I am not against the fact that she's disabled. She has already exhibited several signs that have convinced me that she's having a difficult time functioning as a normal adult in meeting those demands. So I can abide by all of that. However, if you did notice, somehow she managed to get to the mall or get to the tattoo shop to get all of her nose rings and septum rings and all of that stuff she needs. I mean, she's able to do the things she wants to do, it seems.
Yes.
Now, what she cannot do and what she does not want to do is fill out that paperwork. And I'm going to piggyback, and I'm getting ready to hurry because I wasn't quick. So now I'm going to hurry. On what AT was saying about this generation. As I told you, I have just come from liberal land, and I want you to know they are all miserable. And they are all exhausted. And the reason for a lot of it is, I'm going to go spend some more time up there because I want to get a better understanding. I really think they're being punished. I think the high cost of living is sapping the peace out of them. So I always been looking at this, and people tell, oh, the economy is so bad. And I'm like, the economy is not that bad. Where is this? But I actually think when you go to these blue areas, like when I was driving around, what I was paying for gas was much higher than what I'm paying for here. What I was paying for food was in grocery stores much higher than and I actually think that the cost of living and the low quality of life is demoralizing them, which is why they're all miserable. And when they talk, if you go up there, you don't have to talk to somebody for 2 seconds before they start going, well, because of this administration or the way this country is going. I mean, in the first 3 to 5 minutes of any hello, I haven't seen you in 20 years. How you doing? I guess I'm making it. through this administration. I mean, this is how they're talking. And so when I went up there and told people, you know what, where I live in the South, people are happy. No one talks like this. If you go in a grocery store, people are like, I'm just trying to get through to tomorrow. Everyone's like, how you doing? I say, you know what they talk about? They talk about God, and they talk about their kids, and they talk about, nobody is this miserable. These people are truly miserable, and they are exhausted. They really are. And it's actually a sad to watch, to see how these policies, and these are wonderful, ordinarily bright, wonderful, could be, excellently contributing people, but they are being programmed. And if the matrix is correct, they are taking that battery and they are zapping all of the juice. These people are becoming shells of themselves, and it's very sad to see, especially in women, because I personally believe that women bring an energy and a vitality to life. To watch women drag with their head low, exhausted, worn out, looking tired, to me is very disturbing.
Liberalism is a drain on society, and everywhere where liberalism rules, it's more expensive, it's more dangerous, people are less happy. These are just facts. I'm not even just throwing things out there.
They don't know it.
These
could
are
be
facts.
different. Because when I went there and told them, I was like, no, everybody down there is happy. And they were like, I said, yes.
Yeah.
And they're happier on less money. And I mean, it was just like, people were like, how is that? Like, you might as well told them Martians. I mean, they were just like, what? And I was like, it's possible.
When you look around the country where liberalism is the rule, they're the most dangerous, they're the most expensive, and the people are the poorest.
Yeah,
those are facts.
And they make the most money, but they're the poorest.
Yeah.
I want to add this real quick. I'm not even looking at the comments, but I assure you, I know there's at least one down there. When you look this up, before you come out your mouth with something like the red states, or look at the actual counties and the cities, wherever the actual liberalism is at, right? That game that everyone plays on the left about all the red states and the blue states. I look at California, right? I know that it's Los Angeles, it's the Bay Area. There are still Republican-led counties that are out there. If you want to actually know the truth, actually seek the truth out. Stop trying to find a way to win an argument, because he is absolutely correct in what he has just said.
Go ahead, Mr. Danzel.
Listen, mine is going to be very brief. First of all, as someone said, she figured out how to put holes in her nose and in her lips. Amen. So she knew what she wanted to do. Then the lady that did the video, she said that she figured out how to use the phone to sit down and make a video and then post it online. She ain't dumb. She ain't crazy. She ain't stupid. She got some skills. But I think that it's important that the lazy grift of societal professional moochers needs to be exposed. And she gets no mercy from me. As a matter of fact, I think that people like that should go through the same process that drug addicts and alcoholics have to go through. They get put to rehab. Put her butt in a responsibility rehab center and teach her how to be responsible and take care of herself. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's really sad, because unfortunately, I would assume maybe she's probably going to college, as well, and has a degree of some sort. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
That's right.
She needs to
if that is the case.
Wash.
Get out of bed.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. But you're seeing this. Liberalism is also a strain on, especially the women. You can see it within the men, but especially on the men. The women that believe in this liberal way of life. I mean, they're the most depressed, they're on the most medications, so forth and so on. I mean, it's a really sad state to be in, when you're living in that, because I mean, liberalism is also anti-God. So when you have removed yourself away, from the Father, you can't help but be discouraged, depressed, and stressed.
Amen.
You can't help but be that.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to keep it moving.
I think a lot of these people, when my kids was growing up, people were like, why you keep making your kids do this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I said, I want my kids to grow up to be independent. I want my kids to be able to know that they have to work for stuff. It's not going to come to them easy. And I think a lot of these young people were raised with a silver spoon in their mouth because their parents wanted to give them better, quote unquote, and better meant that they didn't have to work hard for anything, that they didn't have to hear no, that they didn't have to go through any of these things. So they come out and they get into the real world and they expect everything was supposed to roll out for them on a red carpet. They were supposed to receive any and everything. This girl just said she does not want to get her own medical records. That is crazy. You don't want to go get you have to get your medical records. What do you mean you don't want to get your own medical records to prove that you have a disability? That is too much work for you. That is in the Bible where it says a little folding of the hands, a little sleep, and poverty will sneak up on you. That's literally what that is, because you don't want to do anything. Celeste and my dear twin in the chat, Miss Leo, said the same thing. What was she wearing? Remember yesterday we were talking about people and their hygiene? I almost could smell her through the camera. That's that part. Like,
you look like she stank. Yes.
Like I could smell like it was atrocious. I was very bothered. I was like, what is happening? You can't even clean up yourself. And liberalism, yes, is a problem. Do you know that these girls are so proud to raise their hands on the internet and show that they're so lazy they don't want to shave their armpits anymore? Like, how is that even a thing? This is all part of this liberalism bit. It is, to me, it is psychosis. It is a demon.
The patriarchy.
Exactly. And smelling like rotten fish while they're doing it. I'm telling you right now. I need these women to listen. Y'all have to understand that is a spirit that y'all are sitting up under. I don't care what nobody, that is a spirit that y'all sitting up under. Your mental state is a mess. Your hygiene is a mess. The way you look is a mess. You can't do anything. There's a man that works at the Publix near my house. He is truly disabled. He can barely stand up, but he's a cashier. I've been living in Atlanta for almost 13 years now. This man shows up there every day with a big smile on his face, ready to help and cashing people out. He's so sweet. They even gave him an award and all. And this man is truly disabled. I watch another guy in my community who is disabled. You can tell that he's disabled, but he walks to work every day, a good mile and some away, and goes to work with a smile on his face and does what he's supposed to do. Celeste is very right, because when you're in these blue cities, the strain is hard and the cost of living is higher, especially when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses in that area. What did you say, Brother Wise? They want to buy the Goyard bags and all these other things. They want to live that life. But the beauty of living down here in the South and things of that nature, life is simple. As my girl, Speaking Voice says, God, guns, and butter. That's all we need. That's all we need down here. We good. We are straight. And we're not trying to do all the extras. We don't need the extras. We are straight. Even as Brother Wise tells me about my bougie living, I still live a very simple bougie life. I'm just telling you. Very simple. Right. Very simple. So please, y'all get out of this. If y'all don't know liberalism is toxic, I don't know what else to tell y'all.
I think that parents have a role to play in this too, and I think there just need to be more accountability to parents who raise these lazy kids. They don't teach them nothing and then put them out on the society and let society take care of them. It's unfortunate. But nice to see some kind of accountability for parents.
Amen.
That's what I'm saying.
Amen to that. We're gonna read some super chats, keep it moving. Shout out to Faith M coming through with the $5 super chat.
If a person gets well, they can no longer complain that they're sick. They can no longer be the victim. # no accountability. That part.
Good point. There you go.
Great point. Shout out to Crystal's Caveman in the building. $5 super chat.
When I left the Democrat plantation, I had to seek help. I was suffering from PTSD. I was a post-traumatic stress Democrat.
I know that's right.
I like that.
Me too.
Thank you to Sharon coming through with the $5 super chat.
Better than being a hypocrite like Obama. You're not black if you don't vote for Kamala. Then he supports a white woman for governor over a black woman. Brother Wise, I just want you to know in your comments right now, it is fire. I know y'all ain't paying attention, but there's apparently a bunch of trolls sitting in your comments today. So
Yeah, of
Come
course,
on,
because
y'all.
today's Friday.
Today's Friday. That's good.
That's right.
Friday.
Yeah, no, hey, it's
They
all
still
good.
won't show up on Thursday, right? I said
All
it.
to the good. Shout out to Stephen Flowers coming through with the $5 super chat. Says for Tam, LOL. Okay. What's going on, S. Bergen? How you doing this morning with the $10 super chat?
I am tired of being told that any black person who leaves a Democratic plantation and speaks out is just trying to get rich off of white people wanting to believe they're good people. Speaking out takes courage. That part. Yes, it does.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Debbie Rock 88 coming through with 2 jewels. We appreciate your support. Thank you to JKMRN 2005 for the 2 jewels as well. And Crystal's Caveman back in the building with the $2 super chat.
Why they have bad credit disability to pay bills. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Shout out to Gaja Huckleberry coming through with the $5 super chat.
Fam, this is what happens when you take the Bible or prayer and corporal punishment out of the school system. Liberalism is exactly like the Pharisee spirit. Yes, it is.
Mm. Brother Daniel coming through with the $10 super chat.
Liberalism is fake it till you make it culture. Wow. Yes, it is.
Fake it if you make it.
Shout out to Crystal's Caveman with the $2 super chat.
Send the trolls my way. I have time today.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Seems like a lot of folks got time today.
You still ain't changed that name. Don't be her
handling
white knight
business.
until you change that name now.
They handling business. Shout out to Eric Romine coming through, $2 super chat.
100% VA disabled, and I got a full-time job. Just
Talk
saying.
about it.
Wow.
Talk about it.
Come on. Come on. Talk.
And no nose ring and took a shower.
Come on.
Exactly. Not
We're talking about Eric, right?
Eric puts the nose ring in after the shower.
Yeah. And are we
Come
sure
on
about
now.
the shower thing? You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, Eric. I'm
He
just
looks
playing.
clean when he comes. That girl looks very.
But otherwise, you didn't smell her through the camera. Like you could legit smell her.
Why do you think
I'm
we
not
were
playing.
laughing, Crystal? Why do you think we were
Lord.
laughing?
Oh, Lord, Crystal.
First of
Hey.
all, you would have done a million times help yourself if you had just gotten out of bed. I don't understand this. I'm laying in bed speaking to the world. No, get out of bed and sit up. Okay, I'm sorry.
Especially looking like that. Oh my goodness.
I'm back to you, Wise. Who raised you?
Seriously,
You know what I mean?
who
Like,
raised
did
you?
they tell you nothing? Did anybody ever say anything to you?
They popped her out and gave her to society.
Dude, we don't
Pretty
want
much.
it. Send
We
it
don't
back.
want it. Send it back. Send it back. We'll be back with Ask Me Anything.
Ask me anything. Ask me anything. Hi, and welcome back to Ask Me Anything. This week's Ask Me Anything, as promised, was inspired by a question from a person from our show from yesterday, Gary Jason Lewis. He asked, why do some Black Americans want Nolan Wells's white friends to be implicated in his death? And I said I was going to respond to that today. One way to understand this reaction is through the idea that our culture increasingly treats victimhood as a form of social currency. In the past, many people believed that human worth was grounded in the belief that every person was created in the image of God. Today, we have thrown all that away, and many argue that our culture increasingly assigns status based on perceived oppression or victimhood. Under this framework, the greater the perceived injustice against a person or group, the greater the social credibility and influence they receive. Institutions, media, and public discourse amplify the voices of those viewed as victims, giving their experiences greater credibility. As a result, people now understand victimhood, whether real or imagined, as conferring status. The Wells' family loss is undeniably tragic. They lost a child and they continue to seek answers about what happened. The public support they received, including raising more than $700,000, reflects more than widespread sympathy for grieving parents. These, unfortunately, are not the only parents to have lost to tragically lose their child. What makes these parents' grief more amplified is that some also believe that public attention is intensified because of allegations involving Nolan's white friends, adding a racial dimension that has generated greater interest. Once photos of Nolan with his white friends circulated after he was reported missing, many people quickly chose sides before the facts were fully known. In today's cultural climate, narratives involving race often become symbolic, extending beyond the individuals or the individual situation to racial groups who can profit from the social credit they can receive. Now let's look at why this social credit is so important. From this perspective, the case is no longer solely as a family tragedy, but as a part of a broader cultural struggle over race, justice, and victimhood. If evidence were to show that Nolan's white friends were responsible, many believe it would reinforce existing narratives about racial oppression and confer more social credit to Black people. This would give Black people the ability, this new social credit would give Black people the ability, whenever Blacks are behaving badly, to say, "What about Nolan Wells?" and use that as a way to stymie criticism and reduce social credit for whites. So not only are Blacks receiving additional social credit if this is proven, but it also reduces white people's social credit, which is the real desire of those who continue to insinuate that the white friends must have been involved, even as the evidence hasn't shown this. This explains why the case has generated such intense public interest and emotional investment beyond the heartbreaking loss of one young man's life. This has been Ask Me Anything. Please send your question or request to askmeanything4547@gmail.com or send books for signing to Celeste Duffy at P.O. Box 42, Byron, Georgia 31008. Ask me anything.
I'm a poor person. Of course I carried before I married.
My name's Haley.
My name's Matthew, and we're pregnant.
What did he say?
I'm a poor person. Of course I went to college. I'm a poor person. Of course I buy depreciating assets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm a poor person. Of course I'm getting divorced. I'm officially I'm a poor person. Of course I don't raise my kids in the home with their father.
You are not.
I'm a poor person. Of course I don't restrain myself sexually. Duh.
And he'd be like, damn, I wish I had some head. I'd be like, yo, bro, I got you.
I'm a poor person. Of course I won't read The Ass Backers Way to Move Forward.
Welcome back.
Very nicely done, Celeste.
I love Sister
Thank you for clearing that up, boss.
That's going to lead right into the next segment. Next segment. We got a couple super chats. Shout out to Cap America coming through with the $20 super chat.
Even when they knew they were going to lose, Mumra, Megatron, Skeletor, Shredder, Cobra Commander, etc., still pulled up to run the scrap. What's wrong with these trolls?
Oh, good point. Good point.
I love it.
Shout out to LJ with the $5 super chat.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. You know they hating, trolling, trying to catch our butt hiding Thursdays.
Trying to catch your ride in Thursdays. Trying to catch your ride in Thursdays.
Oh, Lord.
Go
Wow.
on, girl.
Wow. Shout out to Kiwan Lynette with the $2 super chat. Says, send her a copy of your book, Celeste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'll spray it.
Thank you to Corey Brown coming through with the $5 super chat.
Man, these keyboard warriors sure have a lot to say on Fridays. Funeral home quiet on Thursdays, though.
But we love to see
Funeral
you.
home quiet on Thursdays. Wow.
Real
Okay.
quiet.
It took me way too long to get that, but I'm with you now.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. It's okay.
I was in the Army. What do you expect?
Look at C Spider says, Wise can't be forcing Celeste to hold that smile so long.
Well, see, I was not going to say anything. I was not going to say anything. I thought we were being professional up here. Right? Trust me, we all saw it. That was a pregnant pause. Why is it the bathroom, Celeste? That's what
I
happened.
walked out. I was watching on the other screen in there with my wife, and I was sitting down. And I was like, "Oh snap, she about to done." So I had to run back. And
she had that smile locked.
That was all right, Wise. That was better than bubble wrap.
She did the right thing too. That was very professional.
Very professional. Very professional.
You did it, honey, because that's that professional, Miss America type smile. You sat there like you had Vaseline on your teeth, just sitting there waiting. It was not like, oh, girl.
She's ready for the view. She's ready to go on there.
You ready for the view? And now my wife is going to get on me like, I told you not to be in here. I can already
you know what? Now I feel bad. You get it everywhere you go. Let's try to lighten up on him now.
Listen, y'all, it could have been worse.
Lighten up on him? What are you talking about?
18, y'all, it could have been worse. We could have been stuck on that lady's picture.
That's true. That would have.
And we would have been smelling all of it. Thank God, no.
Y'all are terrible, man. Yeah.
You know what? When they say, just what is it? Just a picture is worth, but just that shot. And maybe she really is the cleanest, tidiest person around. But everything about that, what you invited us into, gives us the perception that a lot has gone wrong. People need to think about that. This is kind of like what we were talking about yesterday with the jobs. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to think about most communication is nonverbal. First of all, your verbal communication was atrocious, but let's get that out. 90% of communication is nonverbal. What are you telling me? What are you communicating to me when I'm looking at you? And that is not white supremacy. That's human nature.
Amen.
Because we come from an unforgiving environment. So we are built to be able to make decisions, not necessarily from words, but to be able to look at the environment and try to do threat assessments and try to get all kinds of information. That is our evolutionary biology that makes us do that. People want to say that's white supremacy today. No, that's your evolutionary biology that is going to give you information. As soon as you see somebody, it's going to give you something. It's not because you've been socially trained.
She should have been socially trained to take a bath. That's
she was not. She was
have mercy. Shout out to Keelan Robinson with the $20 super chat.
Hey, Brother Wise, retired Army veteran here. Love your show. You guys keep doing God's work, and He will keep blessing you all. Airborne Infantry, AT, hooah.
Hey, Air Assault, Air Cav, hooah. Thank you for your service, sir.
All right, now. All right. Look at that. AT got a little bit of backup today. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, Keelan. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much.
Ignore Eric. We just ignore Dylan. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, I forgot. Dylan, Eric. Yeah.
Get him keeping count.
Y'all pretty deep. I'm not
You
kidding.
know he's gonna keep count. He needs all the
count.
We got enough sailors up in here, handling business. Oh, I forgot LJ too. Good Lord.
Right.
Good Lord. A lot of Army folks, you know what? No shade to the
lower
Army.
your voice over here on your own platform.
No shade to the Army folks. No shade to the Army folks.
None. No shade to the Navy either. We know.
I want to play this clip. A couple of days ago, Brandon Tatum reached out to Ben Crump He's reached out to him a multitude of times to try to get him on for an interview. He said he doesn't have the time, so forth and so on. But lo and behold, Ben Crump and the family, because the response that Tatum received back from them was the Wells family isn't doing any more interviews. They're taking some time to mourn their child. He said, and basically he don't have time to do it either. But yet some kind of way they found their way on News Nation with Chris Cuomo.
Of course.
And I got to say, this interview, honestly, it doesn't paint them in the best light. The video I did yesterday, I was questioning the dad. And I was trying to get an understanding why dad hadn't spoke and why dad hadn't nipped this in the bud and why dad didn't get up there and say, nah, man, we're not doing this with y'all. This isn't the road that we're going to go with this. And lo and behold, I watched this interview last night. And now I have a full understanding as to why, one, he hadn't spoke, and two, why he's going down this race hustling rabbit hole with Ben Crump and the Al Sharpton and so many others. I want to play this clip for you. It's about 6 minutes long. We're not going to play it. If there's any point that you guys want to stop it, you want to add anything, we'll do it that way, opposed to just letting it play. But I was disappointed. Honestly, disappointed in the Wells family, but I understand why his wife has been the one doing all the talking. I definitely understand, and I'm sure you guys will have an understanding as well. Hit that like button for me, man, please. Let's get into it.
Nearly a month since the body of a black Mississippi teen, Nolan Wells, was found off the shore of Horn Island. Local authorities were quick to say they had no proof of foul play. But Nolan's parents felt the black teen's mysterious death wasn't getting the full investigation it deserved. In the last few weeks, the case has dominated social media, dueling accusations of racism. Here's what one of the young men with Nolan that day had to say about race playing a part in this case.
His mom got on TV, as everybody has seen, and said that she didn't know me. And, man, that can't be farther from the truth. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break together. You don't know me? I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico.
Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, join me now with counsel, Ben Crump. Thank you for joining us. I'm very sorry it's under these circumstances, but the job here is to give you a platform to keep people aware of your concerns. And Christine, I'll start with you. At this point, what is your biggest question about what's happening with this investigation?
It is really the same question that started it all, which is what happened to Nolan. That is the only question that we want answered. We just want to know what happened to our son. I know I personally, through my social media, also Attorney Ben and his team through their social media, that's been the big focus, just trying to make sure that everyone understands that at the end of the day, we would want what any parent would want, which is answers to find out what happened.
Understood. Elmore, you heard that kid Trace in the interview say that he was friends with Nolan and that you guys would know him. Do you know him? Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. Just because you park your vehicle in someone's yard doesn't mean that they have to know you. Sounds more to me like he's more focused on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore.
Can I?
Go for it.
I know I've tried to stay away from talking about this as much because I wanted to give these parents a space to grieve, but I have no respect for them. They've showed everything. They've showed themselves to be who they are. This father just said, just because somebody parks their car in your yard, you just let anybody park their car in your space?
Multiple occasions.
Multiple occasions. You would just let anybody? Do you own a parking lot? What do you mean you don't know people can park and you don't know them? And this is the thing that you keep hearing from these parents, that they didn't know his friends. What do you mean you didn't know his friends? What kind of parents are you? And I hate to say that because they lost their son, but it's true. I know my children's friends. Why don't you know your children's friends? Clearly, we have pictures, documentation showing that he's been friends with all of these boys, but you keep saying, I don't know them. So now I'm going to question, who are you? What kind of mother and father are you that you don't know who your son has been friends with from since his childhood? I'm not even talking about adult age. Childhood age, he's been friends with these boys, and you don't know them? I'm sorry. I said this to my mother yesterday, and I'll say it again. Grief, when money is associated, you get to see who people really are. And that's the truth. And I worked in life insurance. I watched people when someone passed away, how quickly these people would run up. They don't even have the death certificate. They're ready to collect the check. And this is all I'm getting from this family. I'm sorry. This is what I'm getting.
And think about, they let him go on vacations with this kid and don't even know him. How do you let
Well, they say they don't know him, but I mean, they've been friends, I think, since either 8th grade or freshman year. So at least 5 or 6 years. They went to prom together. They went to homecoming together. There's pictures, so forth and so on. And the dad says, just because you parked your car in our driveway a few times, it doesn't mean we know you. Now, I'm not saying that they were best friends, like that, but like, come on, man. You don't act like you ain't never seen a kid before. Like, come on, man. Especially if somebody parks their car in my driveway, I'm at least gonna know who you are and whose car this is at minimum. Now, we may not be friends to where we're hanging out or anything along those lines, but come on, man, stop it.
But you should know who your friends, who's friends with your children, though. You should be aware of that, especially if they've gone out and gone places and you've been out with this individual. Because if you don't know who they're associating with, and I have a hard time taking you seriously as a parent.
I just quick question for me. Ben Crump, is he sleeping through the interview? Which is fine. He's been, I just want to know, because I'm looking at him going,
that grift is sirensless.
He's jet lagged. He's jet lagged. Let me look.
I'm like, what? Ben Crump is tired, y'all. Okay. I think he's sleeping through the interview. Okay.
Everyone that they may have interviewed are at home. Our son isn't. Our son should be in college right now. We should be receiving phone calls from him about how his day went, but we can't. And we just want everybody to focus on what the real subject matter is.
Understood. Understood. One of the key aspects early on here, counsel, has been Nolan's phone. Originally, with why was it on the boat? Why was he separated from it? There are explanations about that. Was anything done to it? One of the friends responded to that suggestion. Let me play it for you and get your response.
None of us had a reason to go through Nolan's phone. I mean, there's multiple phones on the boat. Why would it be? And the boat was having issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything. I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in White's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Counsel, does that square?
Chris Como, Nolan is dead.
You know he about to lie. He's not about to answer questions.
You can tell by how
he about to lie. The fact that he had the pregnant pause right there.
We're gonna dot every I. We're gonna cross every T. We're gonna look under every rock. His mother called his phone repeatedly with no answer. That raises questions. That's all we want to get to is answers. If this was your child, Chris Como, wouldn't you want to ask every question possible for everybody who was on Horn Island to say, did you see what happened to Nolan? What happened? Where was he at? And
Good
that's
question.
all they're asking, and people are attacking them for trying to get answers. Can you
Crystal Wise.
imagine that? She's getting attacked at her job. She's getting bad job reviews. She had never gotten
Wise,
any
Crystal
in
has a
her
question.
entire
Otherwise,
career.
I'm sorry. If Wyatt said, or Warren just said, the phone was in the truck, and she's calling the phone and no one would answer. Of course, no one would answer if the phone was in the truck. And as it was pointed out in those interviews, Warren called her. So if she had any more questions, why didn't she call Warren back? If he's not, she could have asked, do you know, is his phone with you? Like, I don't understand his statement. Again, like you said, we know he was going to lie, and he's terrible at lying at that too. And then to go on and paint the picture that she is being attacked. We just want to know the truth. But y'all are harping on a certain group of people. Y'all aren't asking everyone on Horn Island what happened. You're focusing on these young men. And it has been alleged that the cops have proven that these young men weren't there. But y'all keep harping on these young men. And in all of your harping and your race grifting and your attack saying that that it was white boys trying to take down a black boy and this is racism and all that, you want people to stop and feel bad that the mom is getting things, negative reviews on her job site and this and so on and so forth. But you're not concerned that y'all are having death threats to these young men? Like, I don't understand. Why should we stop and have empathy for that? But you don't care that these young men and their families are getting death threats because of y'all, because y'all don't want to just stop and say, let the investigation happen. Let us see what's happening first before we start pointing any fingers. They don't want to do that. And this type of stuff, like Celeste just said in her Ask Me thing, it's like currency to them. So they would rather just sit here and do the victim thing. She's just an innocent mom. Okay, but these young men have not been proven guilty of anything, and y'all are still attacking them.
Well, the police also said that although there's no suspicion of any, wrongdoing here, they are doing an investigation. And these types of investigations, they do take a while. I had mentioned this, a while, maybe a week or so ago. This isn't CSI. This isn't, Law and Order SVU where you're going to get to the conclusion of a case in an hour. That's not how this works.
Correct.
And the fact that people are giving them the side eye and they may feel, a certain way about the Wells family, it comes behind the way they framed this up at the beginning. They made it seem like Nolan Wells went out to an island with these, 3 or 4 white kids by himself, and he came up missing and they rolled out and left him there. That's the way they framed this thing up initially, until somebody, Tatum, decided to go, let me go do some investigation. Let me go talk to these people. Let me go see exactly what this thing looks like. What happened to mainstream media and investigative journalism? What happened? Seriously, that used to be their job. Hey, go over there and let's go speak to both parties and both sides. It seems like that's not the case anymore.
No.
Agreed.
They've gotten away from that. They pushed the narrative, and now that narrative had backfired, because we know that the mom, Christine, she's lied a couple of times and had been caught and had to come out and say, I lied.
Yep.
So we know
Question
this.
is why. I have another question though.
Well, I think she's also being coached by Ben Crump, who is known to fabricate things or stretch the truth to get a case over the hump.
Agreed. It seems to me like there's enough blame to go around for all sides, because everybody seems to be screwing up and doing things they shouldn't be doing. That's making them look suspicious. I have a question about, I'm not sure if anybody knows that, because I remember seeing some video of some of his friends saying that they were never approached by the police, or they hadn't been approached by the police. So I thought that when you do an investigation like this, you get the people that were closest to him first.
Who said that? That's not accurate, because the police had come out and said that they've interviewed over 60 people. In references to include all of those guys that were on the boat, and they actually were on the boat, and I'm sure they've done some forensic tests and so forth and so on that particular boat that they were on.
And I would not deny that.
Minister Denzel, I just want to, so it's not that the police haven't talked to them. These people haven't talked to them. because Ben Crump hasn't spoken to them. The Wells and them are this Christine and them, they're not speaking to them. And so they keep saying, we haven't spoken to them. They're not, but the Warren's mother has reached out. Different people from the community is reaching out to the family, but they refuse to talk.
They refuse to talk. And that's on the guidance and the counsel of Ben Crump, who's messy as all get out. I honestly, you bring a Ben Crump in after the police has come in and said that the investigative and we didn't come across anything. And if, at that point, if you felt like, hey, maybe they didn't do a good job with the investigation, okay, I'm okay with that. But the way they frame this thing up, they've done a disservice. Seriously.
Yeah, I agree that. Yeah, I agree with that.
And now, since she's been going on TV saying, I want to get answers for my son, she's been attacked by sick individuals trying to, I guess, in some way discourage them from continuing to say his name and say that we won't let it be swept under the rug.
I understand that. Obviously, that's why we're all together right now, right? Is Christine, I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get these answers. Do you believe, or do you have any reason to believe, that this investigation is doing exactly what you want it to do?
Sure. Well, we know at the beginning they started out saying there was no foul play even before there was any investigation, Chris. So that was a concern to them at day one.
That was the
Well, they didn't say that. They said no suspicion of foul play. That's a difference in saying that there's just no foul play. That's
trigger for.
But even that shouldn't have been said, though.
Why?
But
we felt we had to.
That's pretty normal, though.
It's normal, Minister Denzel, for them to say that there's no suspicion because there's no weaponry, there's no anything. They just found a body.
Okay,
so
that makes sense. That's not abnormal, especially if you've ever been around places where there's boats and things of that nature, and somebody finds and they've drowned. If they find somebody, they've obviously eventually they start to do a quick kind of overview of the crime scene or wherever they found this individual. Typically, it's not abnormal for the police to come out and say no suspicion of foul play, but we are investigating. That's not abnormal.
Right. But I have heard legal attorneys say that because of the climate that it would have been better than to just say we are not going to say anything until we've done our investigation. So we ask people to be patient. By making that statement, some attorneys are saying that it gives the impression that they're trying to soften whatever they find or whatever the case might be. They said it would have been better if they had not said anything, just said.
Mr. Denzel, I agree with you 100%. I think going forward, because the unfortunate thing is when they said that there was no climate, that was the sentence they used to create the climate.
Exactly. Right.
So unfortunately, for going forward, all police departments should just not say nothing.
Thank you. I'm there with you. I agree with that. I'm just saying that historically, that is a normal phrase that you would hear from the police.
You can say that with white people. As soon as black people are involved, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to. They can't handle that because truthfully, there was nothing really wrong with them saying that, other than it. They needed an opportunity to turn this into something that Ben Crump could get excited about, and that was the sentence that allowed him to get excited.
Right.
Go this route because it wasn't even hours after they had found his body where I'm watching on the news that the sheriff is saying likely an accidental drowning. We do not feel there's any foul play, but yet stories are not lining up. And so from there, that's why we're here now.
What's
Elmore? Again, I really don't know how you guys are holding it together and being able to stay focused. But I'm here for it as long as there is the need. When you look at this situation, what is your darkest concern that you just want to make sure isn't true?
The pageantry. I can't.
Seriously.
Wow.
I've already lived my darkest concern.
Don't let it be him.
We just want the truth. We just want someone to be brave enough to stand up and give us the truth. We can't grieve the way we need to because we're being disrespected. We're being called all kind of racist, bad parents. We were not raised like that, and we did not raise our children like that. So we just want the truth. Any parent would want that. Any father would want that.
Understood.
Any mother.
Understood and true. And I know that we know one thing, and I know that this is not a time for solace, but there's one thing that has become constant in this story. You raised a beautiful young man who everybody sees exactly through that lens, that he was everything that you would want a son to have. And I have one just about that age. And everything I hear is exactly what you would want to hear, even in this young life. So God bless Nolan and his memory, and we will stay on this story and get the answers as soon as they can come. And if we can help in any way, that's why we're here. Counsel, thank you for making this happen. Christine, I mean it, we're a call away. And Elmore, I'm very impressed by your strength. And
Really? Can I say something, please?
Go for it.
Okay. There are two shams that I see in this interview. First of all, the piss poor so-called interviewing that Chris Cuomo did. All right. The only reason those parents were allowed to do what they did is because Chris Cuomo set the tone. When she says stories are not lining up, why didn't he say which stories? Can you give us an example of a story that isn't lining up? They never, ever press these people. He supposedly is supposed to be calling balls and strikes and right down the middle.
Not a fan at all.
Absolutely no, you are not. And
Amen.
he could say, beyond, we understand that you, like every parent in your situation, want the truth. But our question is this: why doesn't he say, if you want Ben Crump to turn over every stone and look under every rock, why have you not responded to the parents of the best friend of the boat who were with your son on the day last, possibly last seen alive? Why do you not think they have anything that they could offer either in the solving or the case, or maybe as a matter of comfort? I'd want to know about my child's last minutes or that last day. Just maybe I could get some comforting piece of information out of that. I don't know. But the fact is, you'd have to, honey, heaven and high water couldn't keep me from running to their door trying to ask them what happened, what kind of mood was he in, what did you see, how does he did it look, did, whatever it was. And because I'd also, since I've involved and turned this into a national issue, want to run ahead of anything that could be negative on my son. Well, how much was he drinking? Well, what were you all doing? You know what I mean? I'd want, go ahead, tell me now. I don't want to find out in the news. Tell me now. Let me get my mind ready to accept and understand that. All of that stuff is the reason that I would do it. But I have figured out Ben Crump's involvement. Ben Crump is involved with this family because when you look at this setup with the three of them sitting there, because this woman is being led by a weak man.
Yes.
This is exactly why. And if you look at his other national cases, most of those cases have been single moms. And in this case, because I'm thinking, why isn't this father taking control of this foolishness?
I said the same thing yesterday, Celeste.
Once he spoke, I was like, oh, I understand why.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said it yesterday.
Why he's not taking control. And you know what? Maybe the truth is the woman is the leader in that family. And
it
if
looks like
so, I can understand why. If you had to choose, yes. This is why people like Crump and have been able to get a foothold in here, and now they're being held because see, they have already agreed to too much.
Yeah,
they can't come out now and be. They got to stay with the program. They have already agreed to too much.
I do have a question. I think it's Crystal. I sent you some material, a video a while ago. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it, but there was two medical professionals or two medical people, two black females, who said they saw the body, and they said that the body was beat up. It looked like it. Well, that's why I wanted to find out. I wanted to find out about that because
That's
there's
not
not
true.
much been said.
That's not, so Sarah.
Yeah.
So
Sarah,
that's a lawsuit then. That may
Yeah.
be a lawsuit. They can be prosecuted like something for what they've said.
Well,
because
but
that one
Minister
added
Danzel, I mean, what we do understand, and I hate to say this, but Black folks be lying. They
Yeah,
get on
they
the
need to be
internet,
accountable for it.
and as ebonically, they be lying.
That's good.
And we've
Right.
seen this. We've seen this time and time again. We saw it with the Carmelo Anthony case. You remember the dude that said he saw the video and he had this elaborate that no one else seen. You had 20 people testify, and this dude had a story that was so outlandish. You're like, wait, and you saw that? How did no one else see what you just described, sir?
Well, people need to be prosecuted for that kind of stuff, and I think
They should, but
that's a major part of
But
the
they
problem.
won't be, unfortunately.
But they won't
I
be.
know.
Now there are some defamation cases because there's a in the video I did yesterday, there was a young lady that came out and they were, saying that it was and I don't want to invoke the young man's name on the show because he's going through enough, but that he had something to do with it because they were dating the same girl or Nolan was dating the girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend, and come to find out that the girl in the picture is not the same person, so forth and so on. He had never even met this young lady. It was a mess. These folks be lying. No different than the lady that said that she was an audio engineer and she cleaned up and she done put a transcript together of all this type of stuff when she's saying that, oh, well, Nolan was on the boat and they said that he was there. And then there's a multitude of witnesses that was like, hey, he was still on the island when the boat left. So these folks be lying, and it's like views and follows, and you can't trust these people, man. You can't.
A lot of that could be eliminated if they're prosecuted for that kind of stuff. If people like paying for it, they would be a lot of that would be eliminated. They'd be scared to do that kind of stuff.
I'm waiting.
Can I
on
just
the-
say,
Can I get in there after Crystal, please?
I want every one of these young men, when everything comes out, I want every one of them to sue Ben Crump and all of them. And I say that because they will not learn their lesson, because Ben Crump has been known to fabricate and fan the flames of the fire and then disappear when things don't turn out, quote unquote, the way he expected it to turn out. He gets real quiet and he disappears. You don't ever hear an apology. You don't ever hear any crap or nothing. He should be sued for everything that they're putting these people to. This man, this father. First of all, I'm still confused as to why Nolan's last name was Wells. That's the first thing. So going to Celeste's point about men and soft man, because Wells is her maiden name. I'm still confused as to why her son has the maiden name and not the father's last name. That's not
Wells is the maiden name.
Wells is her maiden name.
Maybe that's not his biological father.
They said it is, because I'm looking it up. They
But
said
she's
it
the
is,
dominant one in the family, though.
But his name is Wansley. That's their last name. Their last name is Wansley. That is her married name. Wells is her maiden name.
Maybe that's she had him before he was born, but even then that's still, I mean, before they got married or whatever, not born, but that's still a little weird. Yeah, exactly. That's still a little weird.
And that's what I'm saying. That shows me weakness, because my child don't have my last name. That's just weird. So that right there in itself is problematic.
Go ahead, Snoop.
But my, you know who's gonna be looking stuff up, girl? But I'm just troubled by all of this, because he sat there. He says, we just, as any parent, we would want to know the truth. If you wanted to know the truth, then you would want to hear everything.
That's right.
You wouldn't want to just be focused on one area. You would want to hear everything. You would want to sit with the families, because, like we said, they have been caught in fabrications a few times. I don't know this person. No one has reached out to me. No one called me. No one told me. And then, thank God for Tatum sitting down. No, I called. I was the one who reached out to the Coast Guard. I was this. I was that. So when you're saying you didn't know, again, it makes us look at you like, ma'am, sir, y'all are doing entirely too much. And this is why I said, when you see grieving parents, and I was hesitant to speak about it, because I was like, they're grieving and so on and so forth. And then I was like, is Ben Crump manipulating them? But at the end of the day, Ben Crump could never manipulate me because I have my own mind.
Amen.
So even in my grief, I'm not, you want to come in here and do what? No. I've been in this community with these people this entire time. My son has grown up with these people. These people have been friends with my son since they were kids. So I knew this woman since we were in middle school or whatever. I've known these people forever. No, don't come in this community and do that. We just want them to do a full investigation. That's all we need. First of all, I was not calling a Ben Crump. I'm telling you that right now. I was not calling a Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. I was not having conversations with them. I would find a criminal attorney.
That's available. That's
like
right.
there was something criminal that took place. Let's just say I thought something criminal took place. I will find a criminal attorney, not an ambulance chaser. I'm not calling him. So that right there, just like we spoke about Carmelo, it makes me look at the parents a certain type of way when you bring in the charlatans, the race grifters that everybody knows that they are charlatans and race grifters. It makes me look at you and your judgment. Why would you have somebody like that around you? And I want to take y'all back to something, and I it's something that I saw during his press conference. Ben Crump's NAACP press conference of the autopsy report that was supposed to be big news, but it basically said the same exact thing. There was a moment where Ben Crump came and he said Christine said that she is so proud that she can be used. Her and Nolan, this situation can be used to help the movement. And I was like, what movement? This is what he said during the press conference with her standing right there. And so he said for to help the movement. And then he said, and now we are now going to be helping this person, somebody named Daniel Silver, and then he talked about these other situations. So that right there tells me the motive of these people. From Ben Crump and them to the family in them. It makes me look at y'all very questionable. Again, I am sorry that you lost your son. But at the end of the day, that doesn't change. That doesn't take away from the fact of what you're doing. You can be angry and sin not. You should stop and want to hear all sides before you start spouting out things, before you hear anything else. Proverbs warns you about doing stuff like that. And people like that, they disturb my spirits.
Somebody in the chat said they're related to Ida B. Wells and wanted to maintain the Wells name. And I'm just like, yo, like I said, black folks be lying. That's been debunked already. And you're going to tell me that this Filipino lady is connected and directly related to Ida B. Wells? Have you not seen a picture of Ida B. Wells? Come on now.
No.
Exactly.
Are you telling me that this Filipino lady, you know what I'm saying? And no shade to the Filipinos, but are you telling me this Filipino lady is directly connected to Ida B. Wells, man? If y'all don't,
stay lying.
AT, I'm gonna give you the last word on this, and we're gonna keep it moving, man.
My only challenge I have to the parents, this is the same thing for the Carmelo Anthony situation. In 2026, not every single incident is something that the LAPD has done wrong to a black person, right? I think you do more harm to the case of truthfully seeking out justice when you come out here on a platform and stoke these flames. You taint the jury pool, you taint the evidence, and you just completely mess up any justice that can come from the system when you're going on all of these shows. But for you to say no to someone who had a request because you want to go onto a platform that's biased, but you want individuals to stop speaking out against your family or saying whatever things they're saying to you, which I obviously don't condone, maybe go up on those platforms that's going to have people saying these things. If you actually have the truth on your side, what on God's green earth do you have to hide? They should have gone on to Officer Tatum before and going on to Cuomo, because they're just feeding into this us versus them mentality, left versus right, red versus blue, and all the ridiculousness that's in between. And I'm telling you the truth, I don't think that says a lot about your parenting skills. It really doesn't. I don't think you honor your son's memory by putting this out there, such a private and personal moment. If the police don't help you, then you have recourse that you can do. This is, again, not the 1960s or 70s or 80s. You have options out there, but you have been brainwashed into believing that the louder I scream, the better chances I have of, and what do you want? You don't want the truth, obviously, because you let that come out. Oh, that's right. You want the money, the platform, and the attention. I apologize. I forgot. You just won't say that. When I see you on here and you're getting all the dramatics, I can barely talk because you're asked what you want and you're taking a long time to answer the question. You shouldn't be onto a platform if you're not able to emotionally hold yourself together. These are airways we're talking about, unless it's pageantry. Unless you're just going through the motions so you can try to get sympathy. But the United States of America, at least half of the individuals in the country, are tired of just the emotions. They want raw facts. They want proof. And we're not quick anymore to say something is racist. Matter of fact, that word doesn't mean anything anymore. I'm sorry. It means nothing because you throw it out there for absolutely everything, to the point where, honestly, those who went through the civil rights movement, those who've experienced actual real racism, you probably are disgusted. Honestly, truthfully disgusted by the individuals who go out here and say, "Oh, you don't agree with me, you're racist. Oh, you don't like my point of view, you're rachist." People used to get bit by dogs. What is wrong with you?
You're right about that one, AT. Let's read these super chats to keep it moving. Shout out to Chakia Music coming through. Became a member. I thought you was already a member. Okay. Shout out to Keywine Lynette with the $2 super chat. Says detractors may call in if no camera is required. Yeah. I just need to see you in the chat, but as long as you can.
Chakia became a member of the jury. That's
CBL. Oh, okay, got you. I was like, he already a member. Okay, cool. Shout out to Michelle coming through, joining the ARP family. Nah, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. Joining the ARP family. Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate your support. We'll appreciate you. Thank you to Johnny Red with the $10 super chat. Crystal?
I said it last Thursday. I'm saying it again. What parent looks to raise money when they've lost a child instead of finding out how he died? That part, 100%.
Thank you, Johnny Red.
I'm with you on that one, Johnny Red. Shout out to Mr. Midwest. Appreciate you. $5 super chat.
What did Full Force say in House Party? I smell shit.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Mr. Midwest. Shout out to Twisted Sister for you, 200 joules. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Brother Daniel with the $10 super chat.
Dad don't know him, but mom probably do. That's why she didn't say nothing. She didn't want to lie anymore. Yep.
Shout out to Brother Daniel again, $10 super chat.
Como out there giving them layup questions. Yes,
that's what they do. Yeah. That's what they do. Shout out to Crystal's Caveman with the $10 super chat.
And they couldn't make the layup.
This is pitiful. This so-called lawyer is trying to make a case based off of mere supposition and leading this family into disappointment and false accusations of his friends. Crump gonna leave them hanging. I 100% agree with you.
Oh, absolutely.
He will not pay for their lawsuit.
They're gonna have to move out that community when all of this is said and done, because no one will want you around after this foolishness.
Shout out to Miss Tate coming through with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you.
Can't want answers and dodge the people who may have the answers. Poor people don't own boats. April Chapman suspects Crump is going after umbrella policy. I think so. Yeah, I'm with you, Miss Tate.
Yeah. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $2 super chat.
They be lying.
She even did a laughing emoji afterwards. That's how you know he had a good one there for her.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through with the $20 super chat.
There is a reason why they're avoiding an interaction with Brandon Tatum. Also, notice the grifter's game. All these cases involve weak stepfathers, emotionally vulnerable mothers, and race hustlers with ulterior motives.
That's right.
Facts. Bars, Uncle Darnell. Wow. Goodness gracious.
Wow. Yep.
Shout out to Keywine Lynette coming through with the $10 super chat.
But Crystal, you have the Holy Spirit. That fact changes everything. His parents may not even be saved, and even so, grief manifests differently. They might have thought the help from Ben Crump was sincere. Keywan, I would agree with you, except they claim that they are followers of Jesus Christ. And that's the thing. My mom said the same. She said, "Why do you, sometimes you get upset with these people? But are they Christians?" I said, "Mama, the thing is, I don't say anything to anybody who's an atheist, a Muslim, any of these other things. But when you claim my father, I have something to say." And they have claimed Jesus Christ.
So you know I adore you. I'm telling you, when they say they're a follower of Jesus Christ, they don't mean anything about the Bible. What they mean is that's their way of saying I'm a good person.
Yep.
You have they don't mean, if you ask them, what about Jesus Christ do you follow?
They don't know.
They got nothing.
They don't know.
But they're followers because what they're trying to say is I'm a good person.
Yes, and the only reason why I say stuff is because there are people out there that will say, "Ooh, I want that version of Christianity." So that's why I always call it out.
You have to call it out.
Didn't they say they were for the movement? Didn't they say they were for the movement, putting them in that camp? So you can't have Christianity and be doing that kind of mess.
Of course not.
No.
I agree.
Shout out to Smetty coming through with the $10 super chat.
Wells Wansley's coming to a town near you.
Y'all hit that like button, man. We'll appreciate the super chat, super stickers. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back with
Gutter
Bunny of the Week.
The bunny of the week. Yeah. We loud, we bring the heat. Hey, hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey. It's Gutter Bunny of the week. Hey, hey. Gutter Bunny of the week.
Y'all, the gutter is overflowing this week. We have four contenders, zero shame, and the same old spirit that calls evil good and good evil. Isaiah chapter 5:20 is not a suggestion, so let's jump into this. First, we have Brandon, the illegal criminal immigrant, Audacity Ortiz Vite. This man entered America illegally, got DACA until it expired, got deported after DUI, snuck back in, then unalived his 25-year-old girlfriend, Ruby Garcia, in the head multiple times and dumped her body in the highway in Grand Rapids. He's serving 39 to 102 years. Now he's in federal court representing himself, trying to sue President Trump and the campaign spokesperson for $75 million, a public apology, and U.S. citizenship because they used his mugshot in case to talk about the border. He says the attention turned his life into a nightmare. Sir, you need to take several seats. You turned Ruby Garcia's life into a nightmare when you put a bullet into her head. You do not get to demand citizenship as compensation for your own crime. The only thing you should be demanding is mercy from the God that I serve, whose image you destroyed and turned around and want to act like the victim. You are absolute gutter, sir. Next, we have Anthony Plead the Fifth Fauci. Oh my goodness. If I ain't never seen somebody plead the fifth so many different times, I think it was a record, maybe 112 times or so. Senator Josh Hawley asked him what day of the week it was. His response: I declined to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment. Senator Josh Hawley asked him, what color is your tie? He said, I decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment. Senator Hawley said, well, what color is the carpet? He said, I decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment. Listen, over 100 times in one hearing, the man who spent years telling America what to do, what to inject, what to close, and what to believe now can't even tell you the day of the week without invoking the Fifth Amendment. When the science needs a lawyer and the Fifth Amendment more than 100 times, the science was never, ever the point, people. Contempt for the American people is the point. And Dr. Fauci, you are straight gutter. Next, we have DL, the cornball of comedy Hughley. Yes, we are pulling him up to the carpet. So Brandon Tatum called him the lamest dude in all of comedy. And Brandon is not lying. DL's response was the usual race baiting, you're a lapdog for white people, obedient black man routine, the classic. When a black man dares to think for himself and reject the plantation narrative, the old comedian starts sounding like they're auditioning for the 1960s segregationists, just with better lightning and worse jokes. I'm feeling like D.L. Hughley is giving us a little bit of Steven, isn't he? If your entire comedic identity in 2026 still depends on calling independent black men traitors, you're not edgy, you're weak, you're lame, you're cornball. And honestly, sir, you were the worst opening act for the Kings of Comedy. I wouldn't even consider you part of the Kings of Comedy. You're a cornball, and the audience has known it. That's why you are an epic failure, and you spend all of your time grieving all over the internet, and no one takes you seriously. Lastly, we have Ben Crump, BLM, Race Grifter Avengers for the Corey Ruiz edition. Corey Ruiz pulls a knife, allegedly at police officers during a struggle after fleeing on a bike, wanted for checking car doors and bike theft, injures an officer by stabbing them, taser fails, and he's shot. Family and Ben Crump hold a press conference calling him an exceptional father and son. His daughter even said, I know he's a criminal, but he was still my dad. They've already got that poor girl trained. They conveniently leave out the reported 50 plus prior arrests and the long string of convictions that include resisting officers with injury, battery, threats against law enforcement, robbery, strangulation, and more. Same playbook, same lawyer, same selective memory. And it's interesting, Ben Crump had to take a break from grifting with the Wells to jump on over to the Ruiz. Listen, it's the same attempt to turn a violent repeat offender into a saint, so the real conversation about crime, accountability, and fatherlessness never happens. The grift, it never, ever sleeps. So now that we know who our nominees are, let us get the winner. Drum roll, please. In last place, we have Brandon, the illegal criminal alien Audacity Ortiz. In third place, we have DL Cornball of comedy, Hughley. In second place, we have Ben Crump BLM and the Race Grift Avengers. And in first place, with 112, I plead the fifths, we have Anthony, I plead the fifth, Fauci. Congratulations, Anthony. You actually won something. And it's so interesting. DL Hughley, you are so corny. You can even win Gutter Bunny of the Week. Wow. Shame on you, sir. You can win nowhere. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for sending in your Gutter Bunnies of the Week. Keep sending them in. I enjoy doing this. And we love calling out the bad behavior. And that is what we're going to do always over here. I'll see you guys next week.
Gutter Bunny of the Week. Yeah. We loud, we bring the heat. Hey, hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey. It's Gutter Bunny of the Week. Hey, hey. Gutter Bunny of the Week.
Welcome back. All right. Gutter Bunny of the Week. I knew Fauci was going to win.
I actually got it right for the first time.
Going to win it. I knew it.
Let me ask you something. If he can plead the fifth on the carpet color and the tie color, doesn't that expose his misuse of the fifth? Because that could not incriminate him in any way.
Yeah. Yes. I'm still laughing the fact that D.L. Hughley is so corny. He couldn't even win Gutter Bunny of the Week. I mean, you're so corny if you can even win that, sir.
He is absolutely an example to me of the grift. This non-talented comedian is being paid. So since he can't sell anybody to sit in a comedy room, now they got him on a radio show and a podcast, and that's how they pay their people. This leftist group is big. This is why they're so dedicated to that. They have so much allegiance to that plantation. People don't understand it pays to be over there.
Yes,
people are not over there based on principle, which is why when you ask them about a policy or a principle, they cannot tell you anything. Right. What they're over there doing is it pays to be over there. That's why they're there.
You're absolutely right. That's why I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, as much as they try to talk about us, it's like, man, y'all just over there. It's like, wait, if you really want to build a platform, go on that side of things. And you will go up quick. I promise you will.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And the sad thing about it is they don't have enough. Well, I mean, they got Don Lemon, they have Joyless Reed, but they don't have their platforms when it's not produced, when they can't put all the production behind it, when it's just them and a camera, it doesn't do. They don't do well. No, they don't have no talent over there. That's, I'm telling you, they get these talentless people who are extremely ambitious, but their actual skills don't match their ambition, and they say, you know what, I can step in the gap for you, but if I do, this is what you got to do for it, and they pay them for this. These people are just mouthpieces.
But the sad part to me is with D.L. Hughley, he came for Tatum. He tried to come for Tatum.
I thought Tatum handled him well.
Your life is atrocious. Everything about you, from your marriage to your children, all of it is atrocious. If I had a resume, a family resume like that, my mouth
would not be out public talking. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Come on.
Well, they're not used to people clapping back at them like that
That's
either.
Right.
They're used to being insulated. You know, they're not used to somebody actually having the ability and a platform big enough that they can come for them. They're not used to that.
And
you know, they're used to punching down.
And
I mean, that's no different than do you guys recall? And I talked about this the other day.
No.
When Umar
Pull
Johnson.
it down.
Oh, I'm like, what are you
Oh,
doing?
AT, you forgot you were not
Yeah, mute yourself. Being
That's
a dad.
okay. Sorry about that.
You know,
Well, that's my
being a
dog.
dad.
That's not my son. I don't talk to my son like that. I talk to the dog that's going to wind up jumping out the window and
I'll
hurting
tell you, I
somebody.
straightened up
Well,
immediately.
that's still a kid too. You know, the kids, you know. But
Sorry about that, y'all.
when Umar Johnson called out Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, and all of them to debate around, this was around the election, because remember Steve Harvey interviewed Kamala Harris, and he was like, "Hey, I'm about to throw nothing but softballs at her. We need to do this and the third. I'm on their side." And you know, DL says, "Well, when you build your school, we'll do the debate, you know, in the auditorium of your school." They like to punch down.
They do.
They like to punch down. They still, because these people are nothing more than bought and paid for plants of the Democrat Party. That's all they are.
And let me say this, Crystal, and I 100% agree with you about his life, but in liberal circles, having an atrocious personal or sexual or family life,
that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Because they all have it.
They all got
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
They don't, that's no problem there. He's not anywhere holding his head low.
Yeah, they all
because
got
of
it.
that.
They all got
But
it.
I think what you just pointed out, they could come for Umar, but they couldn't come for Tatum, because as much as he tried to say that Tatum, this, that, the other, he's a failed football player. No, actually, he did well in football, and he didn't go pro.
How do you say someone's a failed football player when they play D1 football and they didn't make it to the league? Neither did 99% of D1 football players. Make
Exactly.
Does that make you a failure? Like, do you understand how crazy that sounds?
You guys are so comfortable just judging
know,
people on things
that's
that
why.
we can't do ourselves. I want to see your 10 meter, your 100 meter. Let me see your 100 meter speed, right? Then we can talk about it, right? Let me see you do what he does.
I mean, first of all, you can't even do your current job, which was be funny. You're supposed to be a comedian. You can't be ragging at nobody, and you can't even be funny, sir. Come on.
Well, he's still funny to crazy people.
Nah, I don't even think he's funny to crazy people. They ain't booking him like that. When's the last time you seen a DL stand-up comedy? Not that I even watched that stuff, but I ain't seen one. You know, he's doing what he's doing what he's being paid to do. Push the propaganda of the Democrat Party on Black folks. That's what his job is now.
And,
you know,
and part of the reason none of them are funny, like Chris Rock, is I'm telling you that liberalism saps all the creativity, all the spark, all the vitality out of, you know what I mean? It does. The more they get into it, the more they try to be a part of the culture. That culture is killing what God gave you, that made you so brilliant and so interesting. And so it's all gone. None of these people are funny anymore. Oh, well, I would say none, but a lot of them, especially the ones that are kowtowing to the culture, they're no longer funny.
No,
and I can accept jokes about our side if they're good. There are people who can tell good jokes about our side.
I would agree. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
There's a change in the air. The world might have lost its way. It wanders in confusion, but a better path is near. With so many believers seeking community, it's time to lend a hand. With everything vying for the attention of the lost, it's time to seek the truth. We don't always keep sight of our path. When you lose direction, when the noise of the world is overbearing, a faithful hand is near. While the rest of the nation kneels before evil, we stand together.
Look at that. All right. Just want to let you guys know that today's show is brought to you by The Garden Project. If you're looking for a stronger Christian community rooted in purpose and truth, You can learn more today at thegardenproject.com. If you choose to join the Garden Project, please make sure you go to thegardenproject.com/ARP. All right. A couple super chats.
Hey, I got a question about that vocalist. Is that a sister? What's her name?
I'll have to send it to you. We haven't announced that yet.
Beautiful voice.
Shout out to Eric coming through, $2 super chat. So now we're for the Asians. Shout out to Papa Di coming through with the $10 super chat.
What do Trey Reed, Carmelo, and Nolan have in common? I hate to say it, but some folks are so desperate to blame white people, they latch on to anything. That's hate in their hearts. We got to do better.
You're absolutely right, Papa. You're absolutely right, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Derek Lapiem coming through with the Canadian $5.
Love your channel. First time on live. Much love from Canada. Bless those who curse you. Matthew 5:43-48. Amen.
Amen to that. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through with the $5 super chat.
As far as Fauci is concerned, there should be an automatic guilt verdict when you refuse to answer a single question.
You know, arguing for me on that one. Shout out to Mr. Largy coming through with the $5 super chat.
Benjamin Crump sounds like a woke Disney villain. Shake my head. He reads like one too. I like that.
I don't know, man. He's worse than a Disney villain. Worse.
Why you treat Disney villains like that?
Yeah, seriously. All righty. I want to get into this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see what happened yesterday across the pond over in Spain, but holy smokes, man, it is a mess. And the reality of it is, this is liberalism. This is the far left progressive agenda that's not only, that they not only want to push here in America, but they're also pushing over in Europe. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it or see any of the clips.
Very important.
It's a mess over there. I want to play this for you guys and then we'll get into it.
Really wild video here. Chaos at the border of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore another way, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
the ministry's saying no, and they will not deploy military to the border.
Apparently they don't think this is an I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you were reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right now. This story is breaking right now, and you're not just talking about hundreds, thousands of migrants are pouring over the borders as we speak.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look here. Do you see any women or children? I mean, most people would call these folks so-called asylum seekers. These are all young guys just flooding into the country and overwhelming what, if any, border there is. It looks like there's just kind of a small barbed wire fence or something like that. But you can see the Spanish government is caught completely off guard here, and you have thousands of these men. I mean, it literally looks like, you often hear the word invasion, but it literally looks like one here. Look at that. I mean, you see the border fence.
That looks like an invasion to me. I don't know what else you call it. Do you not call this an invasion?
Yep, straight invasion.
They're all just going around it. And again,
The head of Spain's civil guard is calling this absolute chaos. In a brand new interview, he said, quote, "It's not possible to give precise numbers, but there are thousands of migrants crossing right now." He added that the border has totally collapsed, quote unquote.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. And for folks who don't know where this is a small Spanish city, autonomous in North Africa. It's actually in Morocco, but it does have Spanish autonomy. It's called Ceuta. So this isn't on the mainland of Spain, but these images, we've been looking at them on social media all morning. It's just stark to see that there is no resistance whatsoever. I mean, at least in Del Rio back in 2021, when those 20,000 Haitians were crossing the river, similar images to this, you had some border patrol there. You had Texas DPS there trying to stop them. Here in Spain, there is absolutely nothing stopping these folks from wading ashore and climbing the fences. And Sandra, look at that in the background. I mean, there are thousands upon thousands of these men just flooding the country.
Where are the women and children at?
That's what I was going to ask. I see only military age men. That's
only
it.
Military age men. Where are the women and children?
Already here. They already there. They're probably already here.
You don't send women and children for the takeover.
Zero respect for the host nation. Zero respect for the host nation laws. They're mocking it, actually, celebrating.
That's right. Spain deserves what they get.
Well, you don't have to pause it. My question is, what's next? Okay, we're here. Where did they go? Where are they staying at tonight? Right? How are they getting food? How are they getting water? Or
they're squatting. They're breaking in people's houses. They're already squatting places and things of that nature. This is crazy. This is insanity.
So there is some incredible breaking news happening out of Spain right now. Spain, a country that is a radical left government that is largely led by a very similar socialist agenda to what the Democratic confiscators of America are driving. A socialist agenda that calls for the collapse of borders, unfettered immigration, allowing people to flood into the country. Spain just recently granted amnesty to 1 million illegal migrants in the country. When Spain recently opened up a window for migrants to apply for amnesty, 1.3 million people applied in a few month period of time, and 1 million of them were granted amnesty. And now the Spanish authorities are refusing to send the military to the border. It's collapsed. It's being totally overrun by migrants. Folks, this is not a bug in the politics of confiscation. This is a feature. This is exactly how it's designed to work, to overrun the cultural hegemony of a country. This is exactly what the confiscators plan to do to every country in which their agenda is allowed to take root, specifically in this country.
So we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform, and I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone currently in the U.S. illegally.
As a long-term plan, yep.
Defund the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
Abolish prisons, at least in large part.
Yeah, again, that as part of a long-term program, yeah.
Okay, so no prisons. Government or public ownership of most large corporations.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's dead serious too. She really is. She is dead serious.
Very, very serious.
I'll wait till you call me, Wise. Go ahead.
Very, very, very serious. Very serious. As of this morning, when I was researching this, so far they've announced 19 people have perished. They said there was about 49,000 people that breached that border there, and they're saying that there are more to come. That's just what came through yesterday. They've counted about 49,000 people. This is on the heels of Spain and the Spanish government doing exactly what the DSA would like to do, which is mass amnesty. They had 1.3 million people apply for amnesty in Spain people that were illegal immigrants, so forth and so on. They actually just passed a mass amnesty of over 1 million people in Spain. And when that happened, the floodgates opened up, and that spurred this particular situation here. This is crazy. The one thing I will say that is somewhat of a saving grace for those of us here in America is that we do have the Second Amendment. And I think a lot of people understand that if you come over here cutting up and acting a fool like that, there are enough people out there that will at minimum at least defend their property. The fact that the government decided not to send anybody down there. Now in Spain, they do have the ability to, purchase and own firearms. It's not a constitutional right for them. And obviously everybody does not, carry or own a firearm there. They don't know where they don't have anywhere near as many firearms as we have here in our country. And these people, there's video footage. I couldn't show it all. They're breaking into people's homes in the middle of the night. They're just bum rushing people's homes. And you're just taking you're going to take us in no matter what. They're basically forcing themselves upon the people. And when the people there, in this area asked for help, the government said no. Think about that. The government said, no, we're not helping you. Man, that is scary. And when you hear, and that's why I wanted to add that clip at the end, of this lady from the DSA and their plan. That right there lets you know that these people, they don't care about you. They care about their agenda. And if you die in the process, oh well. AT, we'll give you the first word.
I look at this right here and I say, look, if you are somebody who is liberal, who says just open the borders up, I've actually asked the other research division in the project. We'll see who jumps on it. I want to track the crime up until this event for the year and through this event, because I have an anticipation that it's going to wind up going higher. And before somebody says, or you think that all brown people commit crimes, I think that people who start off committing crimes of breaking into a country have a higher proclivity to break the law. That's what I actually genuinely think. And I'm curious to see how Spain reacts. I'm willing to bet it's going to be a lot of silence, a lot of inaction. And to your point, Wise, I'm going to use my words very carefully here. I see the very few police officers who are trying to stop that from happening over there in Spain. And the first thought I have to myself is, you realize you have a firearm on you. And that is what it is for. And the problem is that there is going to be an increase in crime. There are people who are put out of their houses. There are going to be issues associated with this. It's why when we have illegal immigration in here, I agree with what DeSantis did. I agree with what Abbott did. Send them to these liberal cities who are saying we want this to happen. Have it be in their backyards, because they have no idea. They don't get the consequences of that. Liberalism is crying about something and never having to deal with the consequences of the results. For this woman to come up here and say, get rid of the Pentagon, really? I don't want to hear another individual talk about something that's going to wind up resulting in war fighting when you don't look like you can run a 2-mile run. I really don't. You're not the one that's going to have to deal with this. Other individuals are, who you don't see, who you don't recognize. And I think that mentality is what's destroying Spain currently, and what's going to wind up destroying the United States of America if we do not continue to speak out against what a nice expression from the video that Crystal put down there. And Wines, I do encourage you. She just put it in the private chat. Unalivement idiocracy is what I will say. I like the expression in there, but I can't say that on ARP. I'll get in trouble. I'll land on that point.
I want to play this clip here because this is insane.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
This happened about it. We got crazy people like this in our own country. Look at this foolishness.
She's gonna find out real fast they don't view women the same way that that Spain does.
This is crazy. Look at this. Now, what happens when they snatch her up? I wonder if she'll have that same.
I didn't want to say that's the first thought I had.
That same bravado. What happens when they snatch her behind up? You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy. Are you kidding me, Minister Denzel?
Our nation's wokeism that is infiltrated our universities, our schools, our politics, our media. This kind of mentality does not just go away by itself without people who know the dangers of it rising up and taking consistent and really forceful stance against it. And I think that our country is not far away from this kind of thing happening, because you get the wrong kind of people in power. We saw what happened under Biden. It's just a matter of time before Biden 2.0 gets in office and starts completely disrespecting or even removing our constitutional protections and our Bill of Rights protections. Can you see? I don't think that America is not impossible for America to end up in those kind of situations if the patriots in our country don't stand up and really stop taking the mess that these woke, crazy politicians are trying to push. This is look. We got whole cities taken over by Muslims now. We got whole states that are woke, and these are like cancers. Now we can't do the violent thing unless we're being put in violence against us. But I guarantee you, they will. The more power they get, they will use violence. They will force us to do what they want to do, and they've made this clear many times. So we got to take them as a threat seriously. If anybody need to be concerned about fascism and dictatorship, is us when it comes to their philosophy.
No, Minister Denzel, you're right there. This is the, and I think Celeste had brought this up, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so at this point. This is the Cloward Piven strategy. Oh, just, hey, bring all of these people in, you know, hey, make them legally eligible for welfare. And we're just going to just overrun the system until we break it. That is the Cloward Piven strategy. This is what happens. This is that. AT, I know you wanted to add something.
Yeah, just before Crystal and Celeste next, I think that will help their conversation. This is coming from the research side of the project. Thank you very much, Jessica. The Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sánchez, on Friday visited the enclave. That's where this happened at, where he met security officials and regional authorities. He said about 60,000 people had entered Ceuta over the past few days, which is more than half of that enclave's population. Spain has deployed the military and police to the North African enclave of Ceuta for, after at least 34 people unalived trying to cross the Spanish territory from Morocco by land and sea, according to the president.
Gina Lopez said, look at all the doctors, engineers, and lawyers.
She left off the last word. She left off the last word, robbers. They're going to be robbing the doctors, lawyers.
The sad part about it, that's what they'll say. These are the doctors and lawyers. These are the people there. They're going to come in and be assets to society.
Come on.
Okay. Have y'all seen the stats over in the UK of the amount of essays over in the UK since they've allowed the influx of these people into their... Have you guys seen the stats?
I shared
They said there's been an increase, 72% increase. Did y'all hear that? 72%. That is insane.
Sick, man.
And yet you still have people caping for this behavior and this ideology. Makes no sense. Crystal, Celeste.
That's dangerous, man.
I'm sending you another video right now of this Spanish citizen that is literally on the news crying. And she's crying because this is what they have going on there. She's scared. She's scared, and all these people are surrounding her, and she's crying because it's like, what is happening here? She's in tears as this is happening. I'll let you play that after, but what I'll say is Spain update. Spain did finally send the armed forces down. They finally sent it down after all of this took place. But right now, they said in Morocco, there's more trucks filled with illegals, these immigrants that are trying. So these big body, you know, like what we see, those trucks that they use for like cement and all that other stuff. They have whole bunch of immigrants, illegal immigrants sitting in these trucks, and they're bringing them up there and then dropping them off to cross this border. This just reminds me of Biden-Harris time. This is what that all reminds me of, Biden-Harris time.
Absolutely.
The thing is, El Presidente de Gobierno, Sánchez. That is his full title, okay? He's problematic. And this is what Kamala would have been in America. She would have been exactly that in America. So every time y'all sit down here and say how much y'all hate Trump and how Trump is a fascist and a white supremacist, y'all better thank your graces, because
you better thank Donald Trump.
Exactly, because if Trump wasn't in there, we would have had Kamala, and America would have looked like that. Because
that's right.
You know, they were trying to figure out how they could take away the 2As. They were trying to figure out everything.
while they were in office. If y'all
Yes.
remember, they were trying to do everything.
Yes.
Now it's real interesting because El Presidente Sánchez doesn't understand that Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, her and Trump are kind of cool. They have their run-ins with Trump. They're kind of cool. So now she has called for the suspension of the Schengen area free movement agreement with Spain. So that means in Europe, they're able to move through different nations.
Yeah, once you get to Europe, you can kind of move from all the different countries within.
All you gotta do is get
Let
in.
her put up some roadblocks.
Well, she's saying she wants it removed because of this, and I 100% agree with her.
That's right.
And there are a lot of people that are saying, why should Americans be concerned about this? Because he gave amnesty. That means they're going to get passports. Then they could travel to America. People need to realize that. That is what's going to happen here. I want y'all to also notice something. In some of these videos, I was watching it. They were running through the border yelling "Allahu Akbar."
Yes, they were.
Yep.
Yes, they were.
They were yelling that.
Man, they don't know what they're messing with, boy.
My sister and I were talking about this the other day when we were driving. We were saying, it's so interesting. If you go to Dubai, the Abu Dhabi, Qatar, you don't see this happening.
Of course not.
And the reason why this isn't happening is they can't do that in these nations.
Right.
Because it's not about when people keep saying they want a better life. They can get a better life in those places and live in the same kind of ideology that they want to live in because they have the same ideologies. It's never been about a better life. It's always been about invasion and dominating. That's what this is always about. It's about taking over. This is what their plan has been about the entire time. That is why they are rushing in every which direction. And then that video that Brother Wise shared with the girls with the video, you have people like that in America, in Spain, everywhere. The crazy progressive liberals that are sitting
useful
here
idiots
wanting to let these people in. And then what happens? Then everything goes wrong, and then you have people like this woman who my heart breaks for her because she is scared, and all of these crazy men are surrounding her. So she already knows that they're going to be in danger. You can go ahead and play it, Brother Wise.
They're not going to be in danger. They are in danger.
That's right.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Esto es una invasión. Han empezado por Ceuta, pero esto es la frontera a España, la frontera
she has fear in her eyes.
Mañana será Canarias, pasado será Tarifa. De verdad es que no hay derecho. Lorena, la verdad que ahora estamos.
Oh, yeah.
You see how she's surrounded by those men? And those are the same men that came through the border. Those are the same men that and so they're surrounding, and she's scared, rightly so, because again, we saw the videos. They were breaking in houses.
They were breaking in houses, man.
They started.
Oh, there's videos of this already.
Yes, it's already there.
Oh,
and you know what?
Foolishness.
Can I ask a question?
They should remove them out of office, right? Or just take them out. Just to get out. Y'all take them out.
Well,
Let the leaders of Spain stay there after doing something like this, man. They ought to wake up. Man.
Crystal, let me ask you a question. You said that it's in the military over there. I'm curious, did they say what the military's orders are? They're already here, right? For all those individuals who get upset when ICE pulls you over and asks for your ID, how do you anticipate the military is going to do what? Get them out of the country? You have to go door to door. You have to check every single person. If not, what is that's the part that makes no sense to me.
There's no getting them out the country.
They said that the military support is focused on restoring order and assisting the border security.
That's a cute expression.
Rather than a full national emergency declaration, because some people are calling for a national emergency declaration for their.
Absolutely is.
But they're trying to. He's calling the forces down there because, like I said, their video showing in Morocco, so that's right outside of Ceuta. They're sending trucks now. So these people are coming in with their trucks. They're like, listen, we about to take over. So they're now trying to send the military there to try and slow that down. But the thing is something that I said last night when I did this video. I said the prudent sees danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. And that's in Proverbs 22:3. Spain saw what was happening in the UK, what was happening in Germany, and all of these other places, and they continue to do the same thing. When you when you reward people for their bad behavior, which is what they did with the amnesty, with all the illegals that were already in their country, you rewarded them with their bad behavior. That doesn't deter people. That increases people.
That increases. It encourages them to go and do this. And to think about it, that's why I wanted to show that clip of the lady, one of the leaders of the DSA, because that's their plan. Mass amnesty. That is their plan.
That is correct.
Folks better wake the heck up, man, and get an understanding. All these folks that's still on the Democratic plantation understand that they're not even what you think they are anymore.
Nope.
Their plan is to fundamentally destroy and change America. That's their plan. And they're not even hiding it anymore. They have been so emboldened because they've won so many races. They're in some fairly pretty high up places within the country right now in government. They're emboldened now to tell you, hey, this is our plan. And when we get in office, this is what we're going to do. Celeste, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to get up out of here.
I would just like to refer back to the sage and wise words of the presidential candidate Kamala Harris when she said, when we can see, let me give it to you exactly as she said it. We can see the possibility when we are unburdened by what has been. So let's take that. What is possible when we are unburdened by what has been? Well, what has been? What has been was sovereignty and borders. That's what the world looked like. We look like countries, particularly in the West, countries who had some level of cooperation, trade, and the like, but we all understood that we were all sovereign and we all have had borders. Now, when we unburden ourselves from sovereignty and from borders, this is what you get. This overrun chaos. And why would you want that? This is an attack on the West. This is why it looks the same in Spain as it looked in Florida in 2021 under that bridge with the Haitians. When we were watching those people at night, they had the night vision goggles, watching them come across the Rio Grande. It looks the same everywhere because it is the same and it's funded by the same people. Now, last I checked, poor people didn't rent cement trucks. Who is trucking these people up to the water's edge? Let's find that out first. Let's get the name. Who is trucking? You know how much money it costs to rent cement trucks and truck 40,000 people to the water's edge and then give them floaties so that they can get across to the other side? Who is doing this? These are not poor people doing this.
No, it's not.
These are wealthy people who want to reconstruct the Western world.
That's
what they have figured is the Western world is too strong and they cannot do it by normal methods of warfare. So what they are doing is they are overwhelming the systems that have safeguarded and secured the West. They don't care about your Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment is fine, except when 75 people are on your property.
That's right.
Now your one gun, your two guns.
You need an army.
A little bit more difficult. Me with my sword off can only do so much if there's 75 people. So this is the whole point in overwhelming the system. This is the whole point in overwhelming this food supply. This is why you are overwhelming social services. You overwhelm hospitals because once the people become overwhelmed, they will descend into chaos. And this is what they want. And honestly, they're going to get it in Spain because we have a government that is cooperative. So we are going to have a front row seat to what it looks like when you are when you can see the possibilities, when you are unburdened by what has been.
Absolutely right. Shout out to Uncle Darnell coming through with the $5 super chat.
DL is an example of emotional response over logical thinking, which is so prevalent in many groups.
Shout out to Sin Sin coming through with the $2 super chat.
Spain equals USA a few years ago. Imagine what's next.
Come on.
Shout out to Eric Romine coming through, $2 super chat.
Resembles Marines on D-Day.
Sure did.
It did. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $2 super chat.
The great abandonment of women and children. Shake my head.
Shout out to Dwayne Smith for the 440 jewels. We appreciate your support. Shout out to Nini for the 200 jewels. Appreciate your support as well. And shout out to Sensen for the 400 jewels. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Hunter, for the $5 super chat.
It's like I said in Crystal's comments last night. Imagine if they had weapons and this would be an international tragedy. This is what the Dems want. Absolutely.
Mhm. Absolutely. Cold Steel Rails coming through with the $20 super chat.
Take over without firing a shot. That was their plan.
Imagine when they're armed and they do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat.
Democrats upset because they see this as a loss of future votes. I can see them now sounding like Florida Evans. Dan.
Yes. Embrace the beast.
Shout out to Miss Tate coming through with the $5 super chat.
The government won't protect you. This is why Republicans, guns, and the Second Amendment is necessary.
Absolutely.
Man.
Thank you to Uncle Darnell for the $5 super chat.
Come on, man. Even heaven has borders. I mean, why do you think they exist? That takeover is planned and it's evident.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. And Celeste, what we're doing is not just the one, it's not just that one rifle. We band together as a community at that point.
That's important.
We band together as a community and we lock it down. So it's 75 people, but hey, with them 30 round magazines, I got a
There
lot
it
of them
is.
too. You know,
Send some freedom seeds down range. Why not?
You talk at that point, you talking sawed off. No, we talking 30 round mags.
That's what they did during the
It's
Civil War.
beauty in small towns, because if you know your neighbors and you have a cooperation and you know how to live cooperatively,
Start planning now.
Usually small towns don't have a whole bunch of entry points, and you know them. You know the woods, you know the back streets, you know all of that. And
Well,
this, and I
you know,
and I
those
said it
folks in
before,
them
and I mean it.
cities.
This is when I'm going to be absolutely nice to AT. When all of this is happening,
When it's too late.
Well, I mean, well, you got to make it up there first.
Not
You know what
not
I'm
as
saying?
I'm
That's a long
cooking over an
ways.
open fire. It
Celeste,
won't be too late.
Celeste.
Oh,
By
here
the
she
time-
goes.
Celeste, by the time I'm done, you just got to come up here. I already, Brother Wise and I've been having straight conversations. Listen, he know I'm about to be prepared starting today. I'm
Celeste,
excited.
Celeste, I want to
like
tell you that is
preparedness,
horrible. No, that's
and let me
horrible
tell you
advice
what
she just
you'll-
gave you.
What
Horrible
you'll need it
advice.
for it, what you'll need that preparedness for is to get out.
Thank
do
you.
not
Don't you
want to
dare take
be
your butt
in
over to Crystal
cities.
in Atlanta.
Cities
Well,
are
Nah, you don't want to be in cities. No,
sorry.
especially
And
you don't want to be in any liberal
Nowhere
stronghold.
near one.
Full
Let me
of bricks
explain how
and
this
things of that
works.
nature. You don't want to be. That's not where you want to be with
Let me
something like
explain
this
how
goes
this
down.
works.
Absolutely not.
I'm
Crystal's
sorry.
about to say she's
Let
going to
me
lock her door and
explain-
wait for somebody to come get
No,
her. Go
no,
ahead.
that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I don't know what y'all talking about because Michael stands at the front, Gabriel stands at the back. I am
Listen, tell
straight.
them
Do
to
y'all
move, 'cause if
understand
you
that?
have to shoot through the door, don't hit them. Okay, just make
I
sure.
am straight.
Well,
Thank
but
you.
the other thing too is this: in these types of situations, the women and the children are food. All these
Absolutely.
single mamas walking around here acting like they bosses and things of that nature.
Crystal.
They food.
Why you say Crystal?
I need the acting like a boss part, not a single mom part. But acting
What
like
do you
a
mean
boss
act
part.
like a boss? I don't act like
Crystal,
a
let
boss
me ask you a
either.
question right now.
But-
All right, let's do this again. We're going to do this in front of everybody. If there is a catastrophe that happens on a massive scale and it hits Atlanta, you know what I'm meaning. Are you going to survive?
Yes.
How are you going to survive, Crystal? Tell me. Walk us through it.
I'm not going to tell you because then people will want to
She's on the air,
my
that's right.
place. No, I don't want nobody coming to my house. I don't want nobody knowing what I got in my house. I don't want
Thank
nobody
you.
coming near my house.
You're
You
not gonna be
learned
able
from
to
the last
breathe
time we
the
did this. I
air.
appreciate that. I
I'm
truthfully
straight.
do.
Yeah,
Smart.
you're not gonna be able to breathe the air. You got to get out
Yeah,
of there.
you got to get out of there.
Out of there.
You got to get out of
You
there.
can't drink the water. You can't breathe the air. That gives everybody like 6 days.
That's it.
Get
And-
out
6
of
and-
there.
days. I give you 6 hours whenever
Yeah.
this goes down. That's being generous.
The wise
Shout out
thing to
to,
do. The wise
go
thing to
for it.
do would be to see it before it happens and get out way before it starts.
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Don't wait. Don't wait.
That's right.
Shout out to Cold Steel Rails coming through with the $20 super chat.
If you ever needed a reason to double down on border security, there it is.
Facts.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Facts. Dr. Davenstein, been a member for 3 months. Shout out to you, man. Thanks.
She was told that starting a family is bad, but she still has feminine nurturing instincts. She's doomed until she lives this ideology.
Mm. Shout out to Zelda Maxine for the 2 jewels. We appreciate your support. Southern Charm, Go Dogs, 200 jewels. Thank you so much. Kiwa Lynette in the building with the $2 super chat.
Weekend homework. Everyone read Revelation, one of my
Hey,
favorite books. books. One of my
Hey.
favorite books. Mhm.
Thank you to Southern Charm, Go Dogs, $2 super chat. Keeping it real in Christ. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you to Jen Buys for the 2 jewels. Thank you, Caveman, $5 super chat.
You can eventually get control of chaos, but calculated chaos is a different animal. They're there for a mission and are prepared to disrupt control. Shake my head.
Pastor
Yep.
Caveman, we're gonna need you on the front lines. Just know you're gonna have to get out of New York too. We need you down
Absolutely.
on the front lines.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kiwan Lynette, for the $2 super chat. Unified prayers for Celeste to make it to the view. Hey. Shout out to M. Wilcher for the 100 jewels. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Mr. Largy with the $2 super chat said we dodged a bullet with our borders thanks to Trump.
Oh, bomb.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Karen Elliott with the
gotta
$2
get
super
the
chat.
mutual to
Spain
secure
will
that.
witness October 7th firsthand soon.
Yeah.
Highly probable. Thank you, Cap America, for the $10 super chat.
Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. Yes, borders,
They don't
walls,
like that one. They don't like that one,
gates,
Captain
all
They
of
don't
it.
like it. Shout out to Beverly White for the 440 jewels. Thank you, Cap America, for the $5 super chat.
Revelation 22:15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and unalivers and
Borders.
idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Borders.
I don't
Borders.
like that one either.
Borders.
Shout out to Ann Wynn for the $5 super chat.
They don't bring women because they want to take over the local woman. Yep, because isn't it in their book that they've said it that they are allowed to
They can have up to 4 wives. So
no, I'm not talking about that. They're
and the
attack
SA
women.
aspect of things too with no issues. Yeah. Cap
Mhm.
America with the $5 super chat.
I have a trunk of 30 round magazines and I don't own a newsstand either. Laugh out loud.
We need you down by
Shout out to Beverly White for the $5 super chat. Says God bless this chat. Thank you, Beverly.
Amen.
Uncle Darnell coming through $5 super chat. My roots are in the South. There are 5 guns in my bedroom alone. All right now, Uncle Darnell. You ain't got to tell everybody your business. Eric Romine, $2 super chat says, remind me of when keeping it real goes wrong. And shout out to Lauren Winder with the 350 jewels, who appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us today.
Amen.
Thank you guys, man. Everybody that supported the channel financially today. Thank you guys so much. We'll appreciate you guys rocking with us and hanging out with us all week, man. Get outside, touch some grass, do something great over the weekend. Lord knows I plan to do so. I plan to go outside and touch some grass and have some fun. We're going to do something nice. Becky Ritter says, I'd go on the ARP cruise. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be pretty cool. But thank you guys so much. Crystal, Minister Danzel, AT, blessed. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out. Lord willing, we will be back at this thing on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, I cannot believe it is July 31st. It is crazy. This month flew.
You didn't tell me happy
by.
birthday. Come on, let's get the last happy birthday in. What do you do?
I already told you happy birthday.
This is
You already
my
got a
end
happy
of my
birthday.
month.
Happy last day of your birthday.
Thank
And
you.
happy
Goodness
birthday.
gracious. Goodness gracious. But thank you guys so much, man. Again, enjoy the weekend. Have a lot of fun, man. Lord willing, we'll see you guys on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.